got that winter cold, dude.
You know what I have? I have what I call everyone's annoying me. No matter where I go, I'm annoyed by everybody around me. That's the cold speaking.
Do you want me to just make some just annoying shrieking sounds?
Wouldn't make any
talk
difference.
Really
Just
loud.
Between it wouldn't matter if it was that or it was just like a lovely.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
Everything sounds fucking terrible to me. Everyone feels like they're hitting me with a tiny pickaxe wherever I go.
I usually spend winter in and out of colds.
I said to Chris, I said I should take off today. He goes like this, fuck that. He goes, you got to come in and do this.
Why would you do that?
He's my Belichick. You know what I mean? He pushes us. Yeah.
He gets the
pushes
best out of you.
Yeah, and that's how I end up becoming a champion.
You're going to thank him for it.
But no, I'm not even kidding that I could end up killing somebody today. I've had 2 of these fucking, what are these ridiculous things called? High seas?
Emergency, Ron.
They're terrible. They do nothing.
They just pump you full of vitamins, and yes, you're already sick, but it's going to shorten the cold, and that's what I tell myself.
I just took a giant orange piss, so I know it's just going through my fucking body.
That is the thing. I've heard that with vitamin C, you can't have too much of it. Your body knows when you're at max, and it just pees it out.
Yeah, of course.
So if you have 100 of those, you'll just
right.
pee all your vitamins.
This is what they say happens to every vitamin that you take. It's just piss through your body.
Really?
It means nothing. The only way that you could really get a vitamin into your system is through food.
Yeah.
And I don't know what food has vitamin C. An orange? Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah.
Grapefruit?
I feel like your citrus fruits.
Lemon.
I'm not going to eat a lemon.
Nobody does. No one sits and eats and has like a snack of a lemon.
I can't. I'm too full. I've had 3 lemons already today.
I don't know if there's anything to plug as we start.
What about the Bennington shirts?
Yeah, Bennington shirts. Everybody knows about them at the iBank Shop.
iBankShop.com.
Why
You're
are
going to
you-
correct.
yeah,
when you're
why
the guy
you?
who invented it?
I know.
See how I get annoyed so easily that he, as I would do the little joke, instead of acting like, oh, you did a joke at my expense, he's like, it's iBankShop.com. And then fake Chris is talking. Hey, everybody, it's fake Chris.
Hey, check it out. You got to get the shirts. Honk, honk.
Unmasked Dan Soder tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Son of a Geary is streaming on HBO Go.
Hi, Gary.
That's their on demand. HBO Go.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have it. I don't know.
You should. If you
you
have
do.
HBO, you have HBO Go.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I went and signed up the app.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But you do have access to it.
But then you got to
That's
go
their
all
on
that
demand.
stuff, and I got to come up with a fucking new password, and then remember that password, and it's a fucking nightmare for me.
I have I think 3 or maybe 4 passwords at any given time. So if I hit all 4 of those, I'm like, I don't know, was I drunk when I made this password up? Because there's no way it cannot be one of these. It
Yeah,
always
that's
drives me
the
nuts.
problem with the password. It's like you use it for the same thing for anything. So if someone guesses your password
Right.
or whatever, they get into everything.
For me, if someone guessed my password, they'd get into at least a quarter, if not a third, of the things that I'm signed up for.
You know what I've always used my password is, and it's been since the beginning, is we want the funk.
That's cool.
Because whatever it is, I consider that the funk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? HBO Go, the funk. You know what I mean?
That's
Fucking
perfect.
Netflix, that's the funk that I'm looking for right now.
Chris, is yours still Piss Stanley 69?
Don't say that out loud.
I don't even know if he has passwords because he uses other people. He normally
I
gets
like-
me
I
his
was-
I do.
password.
Yeah, I do get a lot of other. I don't really pay for any streaming services.
Stealing. What you say? Why don't you just say you're a fucking dirty thief?
I do pay for Hulu for some reason, and I've given that to Gail and Vito.
Yes. That's the one thing I do steal from, and I don't know why. I mean, I should just log out and pay for my own. I don't want to, but now it's just lazy.
You should just log out and not pay because there's nothing on Hulu. And I've been paying for it.
I signed up because I love Handmaid's Tale. So that
I
was
thought you turned on him.
No, I've watched the whole
I know, but I thought you
series.
hated the second season.
It got better towards the end. It was not as good the first couple episodes.
I didn't go to the second season because you told me that.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
you watched the first.
Yeah, loved it. Loved The Handmaid's Tale. I loved the way that they would just get pregnant. I like the cuck queen aspect of it.
There is a cuck queen element.
Yeah.
A rapey cuck queen situation.
Well, I didn't know it was considered rape. I
Oh,
guess in the first
yeah.
season it wasn't.
Yeah, it is because
I
they're
thought
holding down the women and raping them.
I thought that they submitted, though.
No, they're
I didn't
against
see
their
anybody yelling.
Yeah,
Maybe I didn't see the whole season
seems like not.
then. Whatever. I'm an annoying fuck today.
You know what new show you should get on? Everybody's talking about Hot and Heavy. Hot and Heavy was big point of conversation yesterday. They just debuted, I think, a trailer for a show that's going to be, I think, on like the Learning Channel.
TLC.
Yeah, one of those. I knew it was a network that it is not really about learning.
No.
So they put this trailer out, and the premise is what they're calling mixed weight relationships. One person is fat and the other person is either, thin or very fit.
I've been in those relationships my entire life.
Yeah. You're always a hot and heavy situation.
Which one are you, Chris?
He's both.
The heavy.
All right, let me see the trailer.
Yeah. So this got people talking. Some people found it offensive. They're upset that this show exists.
Strictly
Damn
buffering.
it. That stinks.
Here it
But
is.
anyway.
My mom told me that it would be difficult to find love if I was heavy.
I'm actually nervous. I always had this idea that I didn't deserve love because of what I looked like.
329.4.
I think every girl hopes they're gonna get a hunky husband, so I totally hit the jackpot.
I absolutely love Kristen's size. I wouldn't mind if she was a little bit bigger.
Adriana is the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life.
You look so manly.
How do I look?
You look amazing. I love every inch of Joy. There's a lot of inches to love.
We're just two people that are different sizes, and I don't feel like there should be a stigma behind it.
Who seems to be the most offended by us together seems to be conventionally attractive women.
I think they're just like,
Jealous.
how that big girl get that hunky guy? Maybe I just have a golden vagina.
Is it a sexual thing? I knew it was going to be us versus the world, and it's like very difficult.
He could get any girl that he wants, but he ends up being with Joy.
He's trying to persuade me to like someone more conventionally attractive.
If you want a child, you should have the gastric bypass surgery.
I'm not down with surgeries and all that crap.
You just want to keep me fat. The chips.
You were like the first person to ever point out my weight in front of people. Throughout high school, this guy was bullying me.
Like, you're gonna blame everything on me.
I'm not a violent person. If I have to protect her, I will with pleasure.
I'm going to propose to Joy.
What about her weight issue?
Did you get the impression that they have any reservations about me because of my size? Sometimes I wonder if love is enough.
I am not going to miss an episode of Hot and Heavy.
It looks so good. It looks so good. But people are upset, as people tend to do on the internet. They tend to get upset. And I guess one aspect that some people are upset about is just the title alone, Hot and Heavy. They
not even
think
that
is
bad.
mean-spirited.
But, well, here's the thing. Yes, it could be one is hot and the other's heavy, or hot and heavy.
Right. He finds her hot and heavy.
Right.
I think that is totally, so that's a little sensitive. The other thing that people are bringing up is is it only shocking to us that we're just following fat women and fit men? We're fine with, I guess, fat men having hot girlfriends. That's something we're used to.
I honestly think it's better TV because a fat guy doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And what's great about these women is like they're trying to be happy with themselves, and at the same time, they're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. Where a guy literally doesn't notice if
Right.
he's fat or thin.
And so if he is fat and he has a hot wife, he's like, I get to eat what I want and I have a hot wife. Why would I be sad about this?
It doesn't even dawn on him that he shouldn't have a hot wife.
Right, exactly.
Like, I mean, that's the thing about Harvey Weinstein, is he had no idea that he was unappealing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's two moments in this trailer that crack me up. One is the audacity of one of the guy friends being like, "What is it, like a sexual thing?" Yeah, as it is with most relationships, right? You wouldn't say that to anyone else. What is it that you want to have sex with your girlfriend?
What do you like, her beautiful ass? Is that your thing?
Like, what is it?
What do you like, her tits?
And
Vagina?
then there's also the moment of a guy telling his mother he's going to propose to her. And she's like, "What about her weight?"
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Thanks for bringing that up. It hasn't crossed my mind. She is big.
What about her gastric bypass surgery that she needs? Gotta have a gastric bypass. No, Hard Rock Johnny had his biggest, had a very petite, beautiful wife.
Mm-hmm.
We never went. What is she saying him?
What?
We got it. She's with Hard Rock Johnny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. We
Now that he's a power lifter, he's still bigger than her. Men are normally bigger than their women.
Right.
I mean, outside the middle of the country.
And also, there is this assumption that men are most interested in the physical first.
Right.
And then the personality second. So then the shock is, why is this what you're physically attracted to? Whereas a woman, they're like, hey, she likes him. It's none of my business what she likes about him. Nobody's sitting there going, does she like fat guys? They're like, he must be pretty cool to hang out with, is the assumption.
He's fun.
Right.
I also think this, though.
Right.
I think it's still because they're physically attracted. This is what they dig.
Right. But there's just less concern about that because they just think that the assumption is women see the total package
I would
of
love,
a man.
you know who I'd love to see on this show is Kim and Kanye. I'm definitely going to watch this show.
It looks really good.
I like the bully that she confronted, and he was like, "So you're gonna blame this all on me?"
Also, I wish I had been there for this woman in the moment where somebody drives past and says, "Oh, Jill, do you want some more ice cream, cow? Moo." And then she cries over it. And I would say to her, why are you crying over the dumbest comment I've ever heard? Cows don't eat ice cream, first of all. What is he talking about? This is a child.
I have a friend who says stuff like that gets yelled at her even to this day.
It's so ridiculous.
And
Ridiculous.
It's hard for me to believe because I've never even seen something like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the
What
same
kind of person?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as if you yelled something racist out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Why don't you just drive your fucking car, you fucking idiot?
Just keep your mouth shut.
And drive it into a fucking telephone pole.
Like, even if you're just a hateful person, like, why not are you just, like, walking around just thinking hateful thoughts? Why would
Yeah.
you think it would be interesting to share it?
I have no idea what makes people go on. I think of that all the time when I read the comment section, any fucking article on the... You know what I think is really funny is, like, at one point, only celebrities had to put up with, like, public hating, and now
It's just everyone.
It's everyone. Who's gotten it
Yeah.
sooner or later. And I'm sure they cast the pot in heavy, as good as they are. And I can't wait to see them fucking pick up a Golden Globe. I can't wait to see that.
I think they should.
This is the fucking, I think, the mean thing that TLC always does, because they do the midget show or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But they showed, like, the water coming out of the hot tub as the woman was getting into it.
Right.
They didn't have to have that much water in the hot tub.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
they
mean?
didn't. They really didn't. This is for effect. How many of you can we get in there?
TLC has had a lot of fat programming.
They do. They have what is it, 800-pound life or something.
A lot of shut-ins and a lot of people that they can't get out of their
this
house.
is their brand. This is their
Yeah.
Christmas movie thing. Makes
Yeah.
sense. But, there's all types of people that other people are into. Like, there's a physical type
Right.
that everybody likes. There are people who like big women.
Yes.
Love it.
There's someone out there for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Well, except for Earl.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Well,
That's
they're
'cause he
out there, but he's not receiving the
He's
love.
rejecting.
Yes.
I think he's going to end up with Dante, just the two of them cuddling up.
Hey, William in San Antonio.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Cool,
how's it
man.
going?
Hey, the show's getting better.
Thanks.
Yeah, every day. Anyway, I would, if I could have my cake and eat it too, I would just love to have a big, thick woman with big old boobs that is very successful in her own right, makes money and doesn't have to worry about anything else, but loves sex. Because, I mean, there's nothing more better than a big, thick woman just to hold on to. And,
But why do you need her to make money? That's the part that I don't get. I got everything. Yeah.
Because she won't have to worry about me.
All right.
All she wants me for is sex.
So you would be
I see.
you would be kind of taken care of.
A kept man.
No, I make my own money.
Right,
So
but you
he's
don't want
saying
to share
he
money.
wants like a side chick who's
No side chick. I just don't want her to be dependent on me because I like an independent woman. And,
all right, so an
especially-
independent woman turns you on.
Right, independent woman.
Especially with curves.
Yeah, it's got to have curves.
Big girl.
Yeah, and then she runs
Yeah.
her own business.
I feel like Lizzo's perfect for you.
Yeah.
She's very successful.
No, Lizzo's too big. She's too big.
Okay, that's too
He's
big.
very particular and makes too much money.
Can you give me a celebrity person, someone in the body type range that you're looking for?
Like a Roseanne?
You just showed your age, Chris.
Who's that one girl from the singing movies? This Australian, but maybe like 50 pounds smaller than.
Oh,
her.
I know who.
Rebel Wilson?
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw her in a horrific romantic comedy.
Right.
Smaller than her.
All right,
Okay, so a Rebel Wilson type,
but a little bit
but
smaller.
a Lizzo
Yeah,
success.
but getting back to it now. But I know where if I'm in that type of woman, then I understand like hot women being into a bigger man. Maybe it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But, and then they also want them to be independently wealthy.
Right.
All right, William. Thanks, buddy.
Those women. Oh no, I'm not looking to ride anybody's coattails. I'm just saying, I don't want them to be clingy.
Yeah,
You
got
don't
it.
need that. You need independent. All right,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
That guy knows exactly what he wants.
I mean,
Too much
there's.
so.
I feel like he set himself up for season 2 of Hot and Heavy. I'm
Hot
hoping
and heavy.
for it.
When's this start?
I can't wait.
January 7th
No,
on
I
TLC.
hoped it was right away.
No. We have to wait for this.
This gives them plenty of time to somebody to stop the show from
Right.
being done.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, I hope this is still going to be around.
They want to be on the show, so just fucking put the show out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's like what the issue is. I mean, I think some of the issue is just that it's just one type, which is just women, and that's what we all find shocking.
Adrian wants to know if we're watching End of the Fucking World. She loves it. I started it. I have to admit, I haven't gone back to it, though. It's a British kind of Mickey and Mallory type show.
Oh, really? I have
Yeah.
not. I haven't seen it.
Now, the thing about this is, why aren't there any black couples on there?
I know. I didn't see that, but I'm gonna guarantee that was one of the
'Cause
issues.
Black guys invent it going out with big women.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do like a thicker lady.
A thicker white woman.
Yeah.
Earl, that's always been the accusation. I know that you hate that you have to handle all black issues. He told me that's why he didn't want to do Anthony's podcast. He goes, I don't want to have to answer every, black thing.
Right.
And I thought to myself, boy, I do that to Earl too. Only because I don't have the background there, and he does.
Right. But then, when you're like the only woman around, they're like, hey, do women like this thing? And then you got to go, I don't know, some women might. And then, it is kind of the situation you're in.
But I'll answer every patriarchy question that you
Sure.
have. I'll let you know how white guys roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because unlike you, I've been to country clubs. I've been members.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
true.
I've been accepted.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It is very impressive,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It
I've
is.
steamed with other men, other white men.
I never have.
But black dudes, they always love. The line I always heard was like, "You want something to hold on to at night," and that was the whole thing where they love big women. They don't like really super
I'm going to
skinny.
be honest here. I don't want to hold on to anything at night. I like to have a little space.
little alone time.
Yeah, when I see the Dick Van Dyke Show, I'm like, they were on to something.
Yeah.
You know? Move over. Have sex and
It's
then
not
move
bad.
over.
I got I guess it was 2 years ago, king size bed,
Yeah.
game changer. It's like we're in 2 different beds.
Yes.
Like you can just be in your own space.
Right.
It's like no one is there. I have my own bed. It's really weird. Just
I've never
happens.
had anything but a king-size bed.
Oh, my God.
Even when I was a single guy.
That's nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah. And that way, if you ever want a three-way, you know what I mean? There's enough room for everybody.
And for us, it was pretty cool because we went from full to king. You know what I mean? We didn't even have a queen. So it was drastically different.
I call
It was a different life.
I call queens a single.
Hey, Bill. Bill in Long Island. You're on Bennington.
Bennington's $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Another hot and heavy couple, Johnny Sack and his wife on The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Sacks had a big wife on The Sopranos, and he loved her.
Right.
And then didn't the other guys joke about her?
Yeah,
and
they
stuff?
used to like really razz him about it.
He was crazy about her.
Yeah, he really loved that woman.
It was actually a really romantic, kind of cool storyline that they had doing her.
And I feel like someone made a crack, and then that started like a war. I can't remember who it was. Probably Syl. No, I don't know who it was, but then he was at war with that person because it like got back to him that they made a comment about his wife.
She had that great Philly accent. She was definitely a South Jersey girl.
Yeah.
She had a great accent. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Hot and heavy. That's the big fucking show of the year. Don't miss out on it.
I'm not.
This is what everyone's going to talk about now. Our buddy Lewis always has a attitude about big women.
Hey, Lewis.
Yeah, I love big women. But I don't know why people are so freaked out when they see like a bigger woman with a thin guy. Because like when you look at nature, the female species is always bigger. You always look at the male species and they're like these little tiny things, and they jump on the big woman's back and they make babies, and I don't know, it just seems like it's a natural thing.
I don't even know if you're right. I mean, I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
He said it and I believe
it. The fly is huge. Same with spiders. Maybe it's more with the insect world than the animal world.
Yeah, the insect world I never relate to. I'm going to need some mammal examples. I mean, I see whales, they look about the same size.
Right.
Elephants, same size.
But I mean, he said it, and I fully believed him.
Right.
I'm like, well, that's true. That is our nature. And now I'm like, maybe that's not true at all.
He has a confidence when he says things.
But yeah, Chris is pulling up some insect variety, and by far, yes. I mean, we're looking at 4 or 5 times bigger.
It does look like mammals.
Some mammals in there too. There's got to be at least.
No, it's mostly frogs, turtles, and lizards and snakes. That's when the female's
right.
bigger.
And that's us at our true form.
I don't relate to them.
And the octopus is much bigger than a mate.
Yeah, but frogs work. They got hands and feet like we do.
It's not a mammal.
I don't know. He has a point.
Look who it is. I don't know why I name checked him, and it's kind of mean that I did. Hard Rock Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
That's not nice.
I didn't mean it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we don't make a big deal out of it with guys. You know?
No, but I was in a mixed weight couple for quite a while. I mean,
Right.
my wife's like 115 pounds, and I was 420 something.
She's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a tiny thing. But I had never at one point in my life thought, what would she say in Johnny? You know what I mean? You know, but we do that with a man with a woman. That's the double fucking standard.
Right.
You know?
And the reasoning is we assume that men only are interested in looks, and then you're like, well, why is that what you like? That's the fascination.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, whoever said this is beauty, and then the rest of us are supposed to follow. That's always been a thing. Like, for some reason, they put it into our culture, blonde hair is more beautiful than brunette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true.
Right.
You know, it might be for fashion people, but I don't know what it is for regular people. And I'm telling you, when you go around the country, you see a lot of women who outweigh their men.
Yeah,
you
that's
do.
true. Yeah.
Now, Johnny's wife never had a chance to do that.
Not at all. Even if I, my new smaller weight, she's still quite smaller. So
Yeah, you're never going to be able to get there, Johnny.
No, and I don't need her to try to compete, so it's fine.
But do you
And,
ever think
that,
to
by the
yourself, I wish she'd be a little bigger for me? Yeah.
No, not at all. I totally love the way she is. And that was Ralphie Siffredo, by the way, on The Sopranos. It was Ralphie said that she had a 95-pound mole removed from her ass.
That's just me.
And then I think I think Sylvia at one point said she's so big her blood type is ragu.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But Ralph was the one who got in trouble. And then if you read the way the whole thing ends is how much he loved her, and then he comes home, he leaves, and he comes back in, and she's downstairs with the laundry basket full of candy bars. And that's when he just decides that he doesn't, he's just kind of falls out with her.
Johnny knows everything there is to know about The Sopranos.
I love that show.
He calls it a film.
Uh-huh.
I've never gone back and watched it after the initial run. I should.
Too.
I should do that.
Oh, I've watched it so many a time.
I mean, Tony Soprano is maybe the greatest fucking TV character of all time.
I think he changed television.
You think?
I think.
You think that was the start of the so-called golden age?
Yes, I think it was, and I think every kind of anti-hero, is kind of based on him.
You don't think it's more Who's the Boss?
No,
Tony Danza?
I truly don't.
Did we ever find out who the boss was? Was it Tony or was it her?
I don't know. I think they were confused.
Yeah. Who's the bottom? Should have been what it was called. All right, Johnny.
All right, Johnny.
Bennington,
Love
you have a good day. Feel better, buddies.
Oh, we're all sick. We're all sick and annoyed today. Somebody's going to get killed.
Hey, Chris in Pennsylvania.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, so 2 years, I'm an older guy. I'm 52 years old, and I'm divorced. And 2 years ago, I met this great girl on Match. 10 years younger than me, had a great job, very wealthy, very sweet. The only problem was she was a bigger woman, like maybe 280 or something like that. So we dated for about 4 months, 5 months, but I could not have sexual relations with her. So I just was not physically attracted to her. So eventually we just broke up. And to this day I regret it because my life would be so much better. And I think she was a great girl, and deep down I love her, but I just was not physically attracted to her.
Yeah, that is the thing about men. They will pick physical attraction first.
Yeah.
The detriment to everything.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he wasn't physically attracted because he was taught not to be physically attracted.
That's
to
true.
That. See, this is the
it's
thing.
Very possible.
This is the. It's always the weirdness of when somebody comes along. Is it your decision or a society put that? Just like when a little kid thinks that they might be gay, and they start to panic because they know,
right?
Subconsciously and consciously, they've been taught not to be, turned on by that.
Well, that I think is really weird. So obviously beauty, just like everything, goes in with trend, right? We've decided as a culture this is beautiful now, right? So there was a time that thicker women were beautiful, and then it was really skinny women, and then it was curves and whatever. I think that nothing could be weirder than that. That as a society, we're into this now. If you look at just the way that eyebrows have changed over my lifetime, that's a very subtle thing. That it's just eyebrows in the 80s were thick. And then in the 90s, they were over plucking them. And then they were arching. Now they're doing the fake filler. It's just
But now they're really thick because of that one model, right?
Right.
Cara Devine.
See, here's the thing. This is your thing to do this. Obviously, it's not society. Society doesn't sit around and talk about it.
Right.
Somebody is marketing this
right.
to the culture. And who is it? It isn't fucking straight men saying what they think women should look like. It's gay men. Gay men run the fashion industry. Gay men decide what color's in this year, what color's not, who's
Right.
looking good, who's looking not. And a lot of times these things change out of just boredom. They're like, I'm fucking bored with thin eyebrows.
But do you feel like they have that influence over things I don't know, Sports Illustrated models or
Yes.
Playboy or...
Yes.
You do?
I think it all works its way down. Just in the way of somebody decides that burnt orange is the color, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off with the nicest fucking dresses and these things. But it ends up in fucking Kmart too. You know what I mean?
Right.
It works its way
does.
down because other people are going, do you hear what the color is? No one wants to think of what this year's color is.
Right.
But they're like, hey, have you heard? It's burnt orange.
Oh, shit.
Burnt orange, everybody. Let's get the burnt orange going.
Get me a burnt orange jacket
Yeah.
now. I don't want to look
And
like an idiot.
people see enough burnt orange, they're like, yeah, that's it. Like my mom used to always say, something's in. She would buy something and bring it home.
This is in
I'd go, this is in. And I go, in where? You know what I mean? I know where you're buying these fucking clothes.
Yeah.
You know, you're not on Fifth Avenue.
The Y has every one of the UNU players.
I wish I could remember. It was like somebody was asking me if like, oh, is that in New York? No, it's not in New York. You know, like if they see something that is like off a little or like they think is unique or weird, they're like, that's in somewhere, right? You're doing something normal.
Well, that was, that's always been a thing of, they watch whatever fucking, outside scene is going on. They try to make it themselves. But I don't know why we won't go. Who fucking says? And no one wants you to do it because there's so much money tied up into it.
Right.
The straight men are into the money aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't know how to fucking pick.
Hey, Danny in Jersey.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
How's it going?
Hi, guys.
Hey, listen, Ronnie, I got my tickets for Gramercy.
I'm looking forward to that. We're going to do the Gramercy Theater, yeah.
I saw you at Easton. Got to go again.
I love it, buddy.
Hey, listen, when I married my wife, I was 175 pounds. Boy, did she not see the other 100 pounds coming.
Right, that's what happens with guys all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
get comfortable.
Yeah.
It's always hilarious when you look back at some guy's high school picture and see what he looked like.
I blame it on childbirth.
Yeah.
I tell you.
All right, Danny, thanks, buddy. But it's nothing for a guy to put on an extra C note.
Right. And then women kind of accept that, too. They're like, yeah, I guess we're married, so he's
my big...
He's fat now.
He's my big, biggie.
Gotta love him,
Yeah.
He's my husband.
I hope his heart doesn't collapse.
Scott in Illinois.
Hey, what's up? Hey, I got a quick little side note. Chris's dad used to get when he was around black people. He'd, get all jive or whatever, change the way he normally talks.
Yeah.
I kind of noticed that Gail does that when it's around girls. Like she
I'll put on girl voice.
Her girly. Yeah, like you get very more, and you draw out your last statement or the sentence, and it's kind of funny. But anyways.
It's like when puppies are around other puppies and they get all excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
never
that's
around
what it is.
women.
I don't know. I thought it was funny, though. I noticed it more yesterday around the other girls. So.
Who was it yesterday?
The
Claire Parker and Ashley Hamilton.
That was yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was, oh, yeah.
No, that wasn't. That was days ago.
It was 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
2 days ago.
But you're saying it like that. Like suddenly now we're chasing the fucking thing. Earl, who was in yesterday? Greg Stone.
Yes,
yeah.
Greg Stone.
I get so girly around Greg Stone.
Yeah.
He brings out the girl in me.
I just fucking noticed I'm going on after him tonight at the fucking cellar.
Oh, really?
You know how silly he is. He comes out with cap guns. Hey, everybody.
So what's up, Scott?
And, anyways, my buddy, I'm into small chicks, but I'm a bigger boy. But my buddy's into big girls and like big girls. He likes them big and all that. And that's fine, but he always gets so annoyed at them because they're lazy. Then he ends up breaking up with them. So, like, doesn't it kind of go hand in hand? It's like a married dude, That's why the guys put on weight. They kind of get lazy, comfortable, right?
I don't know.
Scott, I notice when you're around other fat people, you get really fat. You know what I mean? You got to lean into your fatness.
Here's the thing. I don't know whether we can equate that with laziness.
No.
I mean,
I think that's a bullshit
I think you
thing.
break up with somebody because you're breaking up with them. Then the stuff comes next.
I mean, I would find that to be really a strange coincidence if you're just like, yeah, just I keep dating these fat people and they're being lazy. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. I think that's like a stereotype that is not really based in any reality.
I don't know how many are. I know.
I mean, maybe lazy about working out, but I don't know if it applies to every other element of life.
It's always a funny thing to me. It was like guys are like, yeah, it starts out great, and she turns into a roaring bitch. She's just ready to break up.
Yeah.
It's over.
Like there's stuff that you'll put up in the beginning and
Right.
not later. By the way, I'm gonna laugh all day about Chris. Definitely saying yesterday was Claire Parker, and then we bring it up, I'm like, that was 2 days ago, and he goes, Claire Parker? Like suddenly we're into this weird place where we're not talking what we were initially talking about.
Yes.
No.
And that's life. Earl.
Yes.
You consider yourself a great watcher of life, right? You just take it in.
Take it as it comes, Ronnie.
Why? Why don't you try to shape your world?
I try to do that too, but sometimes you got to step back and observe.
So he tries to do both. First, he
Right.
takes it as it comes. Then I go, why don't you shape it? I do that as well.
Yeah, but you're always go with the flow no matter the circumstance. That's kind of your
As long
MO.
as it's flowing into his mouth. Urban Meyer, or I'm going to ask you, you're my only football guy. Is he going to go to the Cowboys?
100% no. No way, because he's practically a god at Ohio State, and why he wouldn't go to a shit
Dude,
show?
he was a god in Florida. He fucking had no problem leaving there.
But going
He's
to the
done everything he could do.
Yeah, I think he
in
goes.
life.
I think he goes to the NFL.
I think it's always surprising when people go, oh, he's successful in his job. Why would he leave? That's when successful people leave things. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
stay forever. He's in a competitive business. I think the thing that would keep him out is that Jerry Jones is not going to let him do everything that he gets to do at Ohio State.
But I think he's still going to want to take the shot in the NFL.
I think
That's not what we're talking about.
I think
we're
that's
talking
the-
about him at the Cowboys.
I mean, that's the exact. Unless he gets this offer where you're like, "Hey, you run the show, I stay out of it."
That won't happen.
He'll take that job. But
But
other
he's
than
going to
that,
have to go to a place like Jacksonville or something to get that.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be like
But
when
nobody's talking about him doing that because a guy like him wants to be at a legendary place.
true, but it's not in Dallas. It's not there because like you want the situation. Parcells, when he came to the Jets, he basically ran the show. Belichick runs the show. Urban Meyer would not run the show in Dallas. Jerry Jones can't help himself. He has to have
That's all
everything.
you had to say. That would have been it. Instead of all this other crazy talk about him being the god of fucking Ohio State. Because everybody said he wasn't going to leave Florida, and he did. Let's go to East End. Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Ron and Gail, I think people have missed the obvious as far as the TV world. Strapping James Evans and his portly wife, Florida Evans.
Well, first of all, not everybody is as old as you, Rob. This means only something to me, not to these other
I know.
people.
I'm going to be honest. This is going to be the first I'm hearing of
This
it.
was Jimmy J.J. Walker's parents.
Okay.
And,
I'm looking at them. I don't know if there's. I don't know if I'd call that a mixed weight couple. Would you?
No, that was more of a 70s mixed weight.
Right.
Not
They're
of
just like
today.
she's
Yeah.
slightly overweight
Yeah.
and he's got like a bit of a beer belly.
He's got what probably the world's first dad bod.
Yeah, he does have a dad bod.
Oh, dad bod's here.
That is true. That has you see that changes dramatically, like the idea of what overweight is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it always does.
David in Florida.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Doing good.
You go to Earl, your football guy. He doesn't know that Urban Myers doesn't coach at Ohio State anymore.
You gotcha. That's a gotcha moment, Earl. And guess what? That means it's coming out of my prize closet.
Oh, congratulations, David. Good job, Earl.
Was not aware that he left Ohio State
years ago.
That is my fault. Yes.
I'm going to put down your info.
Even still,
Did I never go to you for anything anymore, Earl? Should I just say, I want to talk music. Is there anyone back there? Can you grab somebody out of the hall? You know?
You'd always go to me on music, Ron.
No, I can't. The Urban Meyer thing just proved it.
That's
You're going to be
football.
like this. Pete Best is the best drummer. He's with the Beatles.
To fucking prove, like,
it's a different game to coach. That's the fucking difference. You know how many great college coaches went and got their ass handed to them? There's only been a couple of guys that were successful in both. You're like saying you're such a great football coach. Why aren't you coaching basketball?
all right. So Pete Carroll, I guess he's one who went from fucking college to NFL.
Yes.
I can't think of any others, but it
Well,
seems
Jimmy Johnston did it, but only did it for a short while. But Pete Carroll has never had near the kind of success that he had in the other. It's a very rare thing to pull off. The greatest college coaches have gone to the pros. It's a different sport. It's a different motivation. You can't sit there and scream at people and have them fear you. You know what I mean? You have to figure out a whole different way of coaching.
Right.
It's very little has to do with the X's and O's.
But why is the game so much different? Just because the players are at a different level?
Well, you're an adult. It's like teaching elementary school and teaching fucking college. It's a different fucking game. You got to find a different way of motivating people, you know? And you don't get the opportunity to bring in a whole bunch of young fucking studs because your program is good. It's just the opposite. You don't get as good of people when your program is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of these guys in Alabama, you've proved that you can coach highly effective fucking kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're bringing a swarm of them in every year. You're not going to do that in the pros. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and you're dealing with GMs. You're dealing with and the skill sets.
Don't you ever back me up, bro. Don't you ever. You already don't know who coaches what. And now you're going to come in just because you see that fucking Chris got himself stood up. You're going to be like, let me get a fucking piece of this. Let fucking Earl.
Why would you kick this poor man while he's down? I mean,
groveling.
you see,
He just said
Ron put the
something
boot
stupid.
Very
He
stupid.
just said, he yelled out something stupid. I just think it's so. The weird thing about it is, here's what it used to be. Most colleges had their own way of running the ball game, right? I mean, you would see the wishbone at certain places, you see the power eye at certain places, then you would see maybe more of every college had their own unique fucking style, and then they all adapted to a more of a pro style. The reason, because you could go and be great at one of those other schools and not fit in at the pros. So kids start to look for somebody who was running the kind of offense that they could take professional. But now if you look with the running quarterbacks, fucking pros are starting to look more like college. That's the weird thing that's happened in the last couple of years. Yeah, and I mean, you're so strapped into what quarterback you get, whether you're going to be successful as a coach or not, you know? If you get a Tom Brady, you have something. If you get a Carson Wentz, who knows what the fuck you have?
Nothing.
You have to pay him all the fucking money in the world, and what's he going to do for you? Fucking scaredy little feet. Now it looks like Eli's playing his last game again, or are you going to go to that? Why don't you go with Johnny? Johnny has tickets every week. You ever go with him?
I've never been to a pro football game. Never been to, XFL. But
have you ever crossed that river into Jersey?
Yes, I have.
Look how quickly that he goes and says, instead of going for a joke, yes, I have. Gone over there before.
I have been there before.
Been to the swamps, yes.
You haven't been to one swamp in Jersey.
I went to East Rutherford. That's a swamp.
See what they're saying? Stereotype. For a guy who hates stereotype, he lives by every one. Chris, what was your earlier point? What were you saying? You got to quit.
I was saying that I want to see I want to see Urban Meyer go to the Cowboys, and I want to see Nick Saban go to the fucking pros.
He just told us Urban Meyer wasn't going to go.
No, I said I thought he was going to go. Earl didn't think he was going to go.
No, you didn't say Cowboys. You said the NFL over and over.
I meant the Cowboys.
Remember when he faked the fucking bad heart to get out of his fucking Florida contract? He's a piece of fucking garbage. Because he had all those kids sitting there that he fucking said, please come to this school, you know? And then he leaves when he gets a better gig. Yeah, he lied about his heart, then he went to fucking Ohio State.
It was pretty quick, too.
Yeah, like your fucking heart was only just something bad for it in Gainesville.
Gainesville heart syndrome. It happened.
I think there's a quarterback in Florida who's gone missing, and I think his Instagram girlfriend.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there was a backup quarterback in Florida who was supposed to be the starter, ended up being the backup, and he's disappeared. His family can't find him, and they think his Instagram girlfriend is behind it.
What do you mean Instagram girlfriend?
Like an Instagram model.
Like she's an Instagram celebrity type?
Sort of, yeah. She's a model. She has like 100,000 followers, and they don't like her. And this kid's just gone.
The followers don't like her?
No. This kid's family doesn't like her.
Mm.
It's a big mystery right now.
I hadn't heard this story at all.
Yeah, I just saw her about yesterday.
Let's see the girlfriend. Let's see if she looks suspicious.
All right, that's not it.
Oh, well, look at this. Chad Duke said this was 5 years ago today that we, now He came in and sat in with us. Here's the weird thing about it in Washington. The weird thing for me is that seems longer than 5 years ago.
I think it has to be. It's
Ooh.
really weird.
Most things seem like it happened closer. Now you can't find it, Chris?
No, it is right. It's from the backup from Miami, the Hurricanes.
All right, so this story is falling apart all over.
It sure is. It
Tate
stinks.
Martell.
I'm actually think that Chris did it.
I didn't make this kid disappear.
You did something to him.
And this is his girlfriend, Kiki Passo.
Let's see. Take a look
She's
at Kiki.
so they find her to be suspicious.
Yeah. And then
I find this tits to be suspicious. I don't think they're
Is
real.
that areola on the far left there?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Just something about their I don't know, layout didn't seem right to me. Nick in Detroit.
Bennington. There's a new documentary on HBO with Saban and Belichick where they sit down and they talk about coaching. Strong recommend, but they talk about the difference between coaching in the pros and in college. In the pros, essentially, once the owner pays the guy, he's playing no matter what. And in college, it's a lot different. So it's interesting to hear the two of them talk about it.
So they're saying once you get paid your contract, it's up to the pro coach to make that thing work for the owner, right?
Yep.
And in college, they have no fucking problem talking these boys out of going to other schools and then riding them on the bench or even getting rid of them.
That seems so immoral. It's just
Everything about college.
That's really sad.
Everything about college itself is immoral. Not just the sports, but the way the fucking colleges have these kids leave with a giant amount of money that they owe.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's awful.
I mean, I can see why this kid wanted to disappear with Kiki. I hope the two of them are in a fucking down in the Key West somewhere. You know what I mean? Just enjoying life.
Yeah.
The University of Phoenix is getting rid of $141 million in student debt. Vito brought debt. Vito brought that story to us. And Vito, how much do you still owe on your debt, your student debt?
I'm around 100,000 right now. Started off at 200,000, so we're moving along pretty well.
Yeah.
These kids, they have so much pressure on them when they're kids. But that's how you have to do it now. You know what I mean? Like they start, Nike keeps an eye on kids from like 11 years old on, so they know who's going to get the shoe deals.
It's like the way they are with Olympian kids. It's like you can't really get to be that point unless your parents have decided you're not going to have a child.
I'm going to tell you something
That's
else.
your only option.
You want to be a big actor, you better start at age 8. It used to be like a joke, like kid actors.
Yeah.
Now, think of any fucking great actor, and you can go, Christian Bale, you can see what he was doing when he was a child.
Gosling.
Gosling. It doesn't matter who you are. You were fucking, they uploaded all this shit into your brain.
Right.
Deciding that you're going to be an actor at age 21 is like deciding you're going to be Chinese at age 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to have the background before
It's
that.
not going to happen.
Are we allowed to smoke in here, Chris?
We are not. We cannot smoke in here.
Oh, did you go to the big party last night?
I did go to the party last night. Stayed for a little while. It was very crowded with even more people. I have no idea who any of them
Pandora.
are. Yeah, Pandora. Yeah, that's where we figured out.
Who were you hanging with?
I was hanging out with Vito.
That's it?
Greg from production. I was hanging out with him for a
Cool.
little while. Yeah. Joe from production. Saw Charlie from engineering. Saw him. Hanging out with him.
You told me at one point Charlie left here and that he hasn't. I saw him around.
Yeah. He was wearing overalls. Look.
But nobody from the other shows.
No, actually, no. No one from the other shows.
I was leaving last night. I got pulled into the Jim and Sam Christmas.
Oh, cool.
festivities. Yeah, it was really fun. Oh, that reminds me. I got to tell you something too.
Okay.
I forgot. What are you doing?
Well, a guest is here. We should take a break.
Oh, well, why would you give me the thing for the guest?
I thought you'd have it now.
Right back, Bennington.
People how to rate one person shows. Anyway, so it's at Primary Stages. They had a show at the Cherry Lane, and they kept like postponing the previews.
Yeah.
Because there was some issue with the director and the actors. And anyway, finally they canceled this production. I mean, they must have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they called me and they said, "Do you have anything?" And I had done this show in 2006. It ran in New York for like 2.5 years. And I've been wanting to do an updated version because there's so much anti-Semitism now.
Yes.
And I mean, is there a better theater to work at than the Cherry? It's such
New York. It's the New York. Oh my God, I'm really doing this theater.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the most filmed on and photographed street in New York City.
Oh, yeah, of course. You know.
Commerce Street, yeah.
But just walking to that theater every night, you must feel like.
Well, I only have 3 more shows, but walking out, like you walk out and you're like in this fantasy land.
Yes.
It's like amazing.
Now, you brought up that there's more anti-Semitism than that. It's really surprising, isn't it? Like you even read about it in Europe, and
it's
it's
awful.
back.
It's so. Wait, I'm sneezing.
Yeah.
I sneezed like 12 times in a row. Okay, I'm done. So, I grew up with my mother. Like they all hate us. Everyone hates us.
Yeah.
Everyone hates the Jew. And I was like, "Ma, you're over." I just thank God she's not here to see this. Mm-hmm. It's awful.
I used to have this. Let's say about 25 years ago, I used to have this thing with my friend, and I'd be like, "You are overly paranoid. This doesn't exist. That's something from a." And now to see it back like this, and I don't know how it even started to grow. You know?
Because I think, everyone. I think we for 8 years. I don't know. I feel like he unleashed this. Oh, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and I can be a racist now, and I can do this now, and I can be an anti-Semite and a homophobe and a xenophobe. I just feel like. People have because he has no edit button.
Yeah.
That you don't even realize how the president affects the personality of the country. Do you know what I mean?
Right, but was this all under under the water? It was just it was still
it's
there.
Like he manifested something that was there. I mean, it's not that he created it, but certainly
he unleashed the verbalization and the acting out. Right.
That's the Police song, Synchronicity 2.
Right.
When you listen to that song.
Yeah.
But so you think, and so now do you feel this whole thing has come back and it's a perfect?
Well, I get hate mail. I don't know if you get hate mail, but I get hate mail, and. It's always, I'm a lessee. You can call me a dyke and whatever, but it's always anti-Semitic. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yes, it is weird.
Do you feel like even more so than like sexist comments or like
yeah.
Right.
It's right where they go to. My mother used to say they hate us more than they hate anyone. And it's so fucking true. But then, you watch these impeachment hearings, these lawyers, these senators, the scholars, there's the percentage of Jews in these positions and the percentage that we are of the population. We've won more Nobel Prizes than any, and it's like we're 0.01% of the population.
I know. I try to tell that to people in New York. I go when they're like, "Well, everyone's." I go, "No, go to a lot of places that never even met Jewish people."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
true.
you'll go to a lot of places.
I'm fine.
Yeah. I asked.
Oh.
Did I not
right.
ask you to see?
Yes, you did. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't want to get him in trouble.
No.
That's my fault.
I love you.
Make another run.
Okay. No, don't worry about it.
It's right downstairs. It's the same place.
I know, but
what
I
would
feel
you like?
guilty.
No, don't. What would you like?
Latte.
Oh, I feel so. Give me a hug.
No. This is his thing. He loves it. He's not.
Oh, all right.
I'll get you a
latte. Oh, did you
wait.
you already ask for the latte, or you?
Wait,
trying
did
to
you?
promote
How many
it?
shots are in that latte?
This is probably a single, I think,
No.
which is a
What do you
regular
need?
latte.
Can I get a double
that's what I said.
cappuccino? Because I don't like all the milk.
Double cappuccino.
That's what.
I love
double
you. I
cappuccino.
feel so bad.
Now, did you ask first, Earl? You asked, and then you went and didn't get it for
No,
him?
I didn't ask her when I came.
But you said cappuccino, right?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Double cappuccino. Yeah.
I just want to read.
Oh my God, I feel.
Don't.
This is his. And the reason why he does this at the same time for us every day, so it's in his.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean,
It's
it's in
like-
his zone.
You don't light that up, do you? You just suck on it.
No, I don't.
Do you ever light it up?
Yeah, I do.
Outdoors. But...
They say cigars are good for you. I haven't been smoking enough lately, and I got a cold. because
really,
the cigar smoke
you gotta
will
keep on
kill.
it.
Yeah, we'll kill all the bacteria.
Yeah, kill everything that's bothering you.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I'm going to do that with my marijuana. Yeah.
Marijuana, you're every night marijuana person or just occasionally?
I take
the CBD.
You know, it depends on, you know, I go through phases.
Yeah.
But I love
Do you
smoking
smoke it
pot.
or you're like,
You know, I have the vape. I hate it. I hate
Right,
the why do I cough with the vape pen?
Yeah.
I think because you pull harder. That's what I think.
I think it's the heat.
Yeah.
Because it's a convection oven.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I don't know. And then I smoke a very well rolled, excellent weed joint, and I'm fine. Isn't it weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
But there's something about smoking it that's more fun.
I agree 100%. And I also think that the vape thing keeps it from being social. It used to be a very social thing that we all enjoyed together.
Right.
And now you just see people vaping by themselves.
Right, because they can hit it and then
Yeah.
stop and then
Right.
kind of keep it private. And now for some reason, that also just seems like almost like you're sharing a straw with someone.
Yeah.
Whereas like a
Yes.
joint you pass around.
And the edibles I like, but then I have to say, did it hit you? You know, like it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a drug. When it's
Right.
some of the edible is more of a drug experience than the high. Hey, we're enjoying a party. We're enjoying music.
Right.
I can't trust myself with how snacky I am.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I just feel like,
I
I would be
know,
like,
I-
I'd like
Yeah.
it to taste that again.
I know. I fucked up. Like, so I went to 54 Below last night and I had a martini. I had smoked a little before I went, had a martini. I'm watching the show. I go home. I'm like, I'm going to do work. Because I was like, I was recovered. And I'm sitting on the couch with my computer. And I'm like, all right, I'll take a couple more hits. And then potato chips, dark chocolate almonds. I'm like, oh, you know,
Right.
horrible.
Yeah.
Stuff that you wouldn't even think to yourself.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I need a potato chip right now.
Yeah.
I know. And then I like try to, you know, in my head go, well, it is a vegetable. It's like,
Yes.
shut up.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's a fat fuck.
When I smoked weed, the amount of nachos I ate compared to now, like it doesn't come up. I don't think about ordering nachos. It doesn't come up.
Yeah.
It was only during a time of weed.
You
that
know,
I'm like,
I was at the Cellar the other night. I did Tom Papa's show, and he orders nachos there at the Olive Tree. Okay. It's the nachos with the cheese melted on it, and then everything else that goes on them is in a side thing. And it's so much better. So because the cheese is all melted on, and then you dip it in. Oh my God, it was so good.
Here's the thing: the Olive Tree the food is a lot better than it needs to be. I think of that all the time. I'm like, this is a comedy club. Why is the food so good?
Because it started out as a food. But I like, do you remember the old menu?
No.
Oh, the old menu.
The old better you preferred.
It was more Jewy. It had like borscht. It had like all this like comfort food.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? Because we don't go back to Sammy's Romanian for our Christmas party every year. That chopped liver that they have there.
Oh, my God.
I can't get that same taste anywhere else.
Yeah. It's so good. That might have been when we went my favorite thing there, like when we ate.
Well, I
Like,
wanted to-
everything was great.
I wanted to take the creeps there, and then they think, well, they don't really drink, and I don't drink, so we're not going to get the full. You have to have some
Right.
drunks.
You need
to
some,
really
some real
enjoy it.
drinkers
Yeah.
to kind of get the party going.
Do you
even if-
drink?
No. I mean, I do, but
yeah.
I can't. They've taken me out of the game. I was very, very good at it. Now, Chris is the level that I used to be, which makes him the fun, exciting, drunk guy.
Yeah,
Right.
he was the fun guy when we went.
Wait, no one drinks on the tour?
Florentine does, but he's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't even have an addictive personality like having a
And
occasional
probably
beer.
How can he
Since you
be a
guys
comic
aren't-
without an addictive personality?
I don't get it.
And then because you guys don't drink, then he probably is
He,
like, well,
he
what's
doesn't
the
feel the
point?
need to.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about him is I think that he does have an addictive personality when it comes to women. Like he's
Jim?
still, he's still like a kid. Like, hey, is there any girl here that would, I'm like, you're kind of long in the tooth for that thing. But then he doesn't. He doesn't even want me to say this, but he does have like old relationships in each town. There's somebody that come back and see him from the
That
90s.
is so comic on the road in the
Right.
80s and 90s.
Right.
Oh my God. They used to go, they probably still do that.
Yeah.
Which waitress?
Yeah,
who
right.
do I Yeah, they tell each other when they go.
You know what ruined it though was like Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Because back then nobody would know.
Right.
And a comic on the road could have 14 girlfriends that
Right.
you see once or twice a year.
Right.
You know, and then the second they start putting up pictures, it was ruined.
That's the end.
Yeah. Everyone sees what a liar they are.
Well,
Well, they would tell people they loved them.
But it's also like you could have another fucking family
Yeah.
that no one knew about. You could have a whole separate life.
I bet since the internet, secret families have gone way down.
Way down.
Yeah.
But now with the DNA,
Right.
all these people are finding out, wait a minute.
Right.
You're not my father. Yeah.
That's the weird thing that we keep the father's name and we're never sure of that.
Right.
We should have always, from the beginning of time, the mothers
Well,
should
that's
have
why
moved the name.
Jews, you are your mother's, you're Jewish through your mother.
That's why they do that.
Right, because that's the only person you could prove that that's your mother because you came out of her. So that's why it's passed on through the mother.
This is the first time that I've heard that put
Yes.
that way. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Because I always thought that. I always thought that with the DNA. Are we plugging it all, Chris?
Of course,
Or is
Judy.
going to end up like the double cappuccino, but we don't say it.
Judy Gold's One Woman Show, 25 Questions for a Jewish Mother. That's happening now through December 15th at the Cherry Lane Theater in New York City. Go to judygold.com for tickets. And her podcast, Kill Me Now, is available everywhere. And her new album, Conduct Unbecoming, that comes out in January.
Oh my God! Excellent work.
Yeah.
I love that.
A lot going on.
Oh,
too,
and I'm in
huh?
Florida in January. Whatever. Who
Where
cares?
out in Florida?
Aventura
Ooh.
and Boca.
Mm.
And Boca and Aventura.
Do you try to do that every winter? Do you try to?
I go, yeah, but now, all right. So I am, all right. I used to be like, I'm never going to Florida. I'm never going. And I, just like I was like, I'm never playing doubles tennis.
Yeah.
I'm always playing singles. Now I play doubles tennis. And all my friends who I see in the summertime at the tennis club at the Cape, I have a house at the Cape in Provincetown, they all live in Florida in the wintertime. And now I'm like, oh, I'll stay for a week and we can play doubles. I'm like a fucking old person.
Right. That's what happens.
But not in my head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's because I think you smoke weed, so you're like, hey, I'm still doing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm still out there.
Thank you so much.
Or what went wrong there?
My memory.
I'm only kidding you, buddy.
He's adorable.
Yeah, I don't ever.
Except his flag's upside. Look, guys.
Yeah.
So
beautiful.
cute.
Let me tell you, this is one
Taking
of,
a photo.
Not only does this place have some of the best coffee in New York, they've got unbelievable pastry.
They do.
Unbelievable
that place
pastry.
downstairs.
Yeah.
I remember when they first opened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's so expensive. But then they have these mini sandwiches. They
Yes.
have the stuff is so fucking good.
It's like a
really good.
vacation. And one day I was down there, I'm having coffee, I'm having pastry. I almost didn't come up to work. I almost took him like a Ferris Bueller for myself.
Because you feel like you're in Paris or
Yeah.
something.
I feel like we should just be able to call in from down there. Just call in.
You know, I mean, they're
This
doing
is
wonderful
really
things.
good.
It's really, really good.
It's good coffee.
Yeah. Maybe I should
I love
switch over
Caffe.
to- Yeah.
Are you your coffee drinkers?
Yeah.
Like, I like Beyond.com.
I'm
It's
like a
all day
2
long.
cup a day person. So like I'm like a morning and then I do one after.
By the way, my coffee drinker just started a couple months ago for
Yeah.
the first time in my life. I never did it before.
Is that because of being on the road?
No, I don't know what. You know, it's a good point. Maybe that is.
Yeah.
I need to be more conscious of what's going on, why I do the things I do. But I went from not drinking coffee to drinking a lot of coffee. And again, addictive personality. It isn't just for things that are, you know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you what,
for anything.
My transformation was my whole life, and I started drinking coffee young. I started, probably at like 14, 15 years old. I
Wow.
started drinking coffee. I always drank black coffee.
Yeah.
Always. Never with milk. And then I got pregnant, and like during my pregnancy, I wasn't really drinking coffee. And then afterwards, after she was born, I was like, okay, I'm back to coffee. And I only wanted it with like cream or half and half or milk. Always. in
Oh,
my
I drink it
coffee.
black all the
Isn't
time.
that so
Unless
weird?
I get like one of the,
But
unless I have
what
espresso.
happened? Like, why would that just
You
change?
physically
because
change.
your hormones, you
Yeah,
change.
you change physically. You're not the same person.
Right.
Isn't that so? I mean, that's something that was maybe one of the more consistent things is the way I took my coffee.
Yeah.
For many, many years.
Did you notice, you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
That whatever you craved when you were pregnant, that your daughter likes?
Yes. When so like my first trimester, I was nauseous all the time and I like couldn't eat anything.
But that's a good
And
sign.
then my second trimester, I knew that I had moved on because I woke up and I was like, if I don't have a smoothie, I will kill someone.
Right.
Like it was like psychotic. And every day, I mean, it was a quite expensive habit. I had to get a smoothie every day. And it's like her obsession with fruit is out of control. It's like to her, forget candy because she loves fruit so much.
Right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And even when she was like going through picky phases, there's no fruit that she would turn down. Never.
Wow.
So
I
kind of
ate so much fucking eggplant parmesan.
Really?
Like, I swear to God, I live right by Carmine's.
Yeah.
It was like every day. Hi, they had this lunch thing. Can I have an eggplant? And every fucking day. And then I'm like, Ben, do you like eggplant? No, it's gross. And then he finally tasted it and he was like, oh, this is really good.
It's really good.
But I swear to God, I had eggplant parm subs. That was the best 9 months, man.
Yeah.
Of just fucking eating whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, that's the. I don't know why anybody, if you're going to crave anything, it should always be a sandwich.
I love sandwiches.
Me too.
I literally, that is my go-to food all the time. Like, I go home, I make a sandwich. Like, it's the easy. I don't know. I love sandwiches.
There's true comfort in a sandwich. And I think when you're at point, like when you have gone too long.
Right.
And you're so hungry that you can't handle it, nothing really hits it because you're getting everything.
Comforting.
You're getting like meat and you're getting the carb and everything. And it's like fast.
On challah roll.
Good.
Yeah.
Like,
here's go to Hoagie Dom. This is my new obsession. And this kid who runs this, I've never met him. But then he contacted because he found out we were talking about him. I love
what?
Yeah.
What is that? Oh my God, I'm dying. I like. Oh, the one in the middle right there.
Go to the top. Yeah, go to the
so
top,
good.
Chris, so we can get the name of it.
Hoagie _ Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's.
I gotta watch. I gotta go.
He's amazing. So then he wrote.
Does he make these? Or?
No. He goes everywhere to find the perfect sandwich.
Right.
See, because you do the road too. I always think that you got to find the great sandwich in every city. Is the most exciting
Wait,
thing.
what about White House in Atlantic City?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's the place to go.
That is fucking fuck.
Now,
okay. Yes.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
Wait, I'm looking hoagie.com.
Yeah.
Hoagie Dom.
Dom. It's on Instagram.
Hoagie
_ DOM. Dom.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then he was like, "Can you give me?" He wrote and said, "Can you give me the audio for this? I want to give it to my mom for Christmas. I guess to show her that
That's so
look,
cute.
stuff is happening with Hoagie
I know.
Dom.
Hoagie Dom is
oh
big.
my God, look at this meatball one.
I know.
Look at this. It's like a meatloaf in a.
Yeah, that looks
Is
really
that
good.
Unbelievable?
And look at that one with the hot peppers. That looks really good.
Where? That I love hot pepper. Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks so
That's a good one.
Now here's the thing. He has an understanding about the good bread. You got to have the good bread.
Bread
Not
is very
every-
important.
It's not. These bakeries, I don't know why you would open up a cupcake bakery when you could open up a bread bakery.
I
You
know.
know?
But
bread.
no, but everyone's like, oh, I can't have carbs. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, have some carbs. When you eat it, have the best bread.
Yeah.
I love bread.
You're better off having a one sandwich a week that's unbelievable
Yes.
than sitting around eating
Right.
Wonder Bread for 4 days.
That's really what happened, I think, as a culture, is that we got, I mean, it's just sliced bread, packaged bread.
Look.
Like we eat stuff that is just full of preservatives. If you had bread on occasion from a bakery that was fresh, I don't think
Yeah.
we would have the gluten issues that we
Oh,
have
yeah, that's
now.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of all the chemicals are in there,
Yeah,
and we
it's
screwed
processed,
ourselves up.
and we tried
But-
to make bread so it lasts for weeks in a package.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the other thing. You brought up where we're at right now, and everything's happening. I think our culture's been dying for a long
Oh, yeah.
time, and this is just, all this has come together in a perfect storm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people don't love movies the way they used to, they
It's
don't love
ridiculous.
music the way they used to.
It's like that's so interesting because I think about, all right, when I was, after I graduated college, I moved to New York City. If I worked really hard, my gift to myself was I would smoke a joint and go to Tower Records.
Right.
And 4 hours, looking through albums, reading liner notes. Then you'd bring them home. Then you take the cellophane off. And you literally sat there listening to music and a whole album. And now that whole experience, done, over.
It's gone.
It's like one hit, let me download it. Making those, remember the mixtapes? Like I
Sure.
used to sit there for hours making, but there was no phone. It was like you were just sitting there listening to it's sad.
If you think of like a record store and a bookstore, these were two places that we'd go when we had time, and then you would be like, "What am I going to consume?" You wouldn't.
Right.
You would walk around going, "I don't know if I want that book. This
Right.
book looks interesting, but you know
can't
what I mean? That was good for you."
And like, this is also just me. I can't even remember the last time I've wasted time in a bookstore, and I used to really like doing that.
Everybody
I used to
did.
love to do that.
Go, there's
Yeah.
bookstores now.
Yeah.
I just been
Where
a
do you
long
where do you
time.
live?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't have. I
We don't
remember when
read- we don't know how to read them.
I remember when the guys were single, and they were like, "I don't know." I go to bookstores. I see the most beautiful women in the world,
Right.
That's
and you know that
interesting,
they're
yeah.
looking at books. You can see what they're. You know what I mean? You could be talking
Plus, you
to
know
people.
you could have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to talk about that?
Also, a bookstore meetup, that's like the perfect meet cute, right?
It seems it, right?
Yeah, like that's like romance shit.
People, you know who used to hang out at the bookstore? Who used to see Geraldo?
Yeah.
We both live on the Upper West Side. I'd
Right.
go to the Barnes and Noble, and he'd always be sitting there reading. I miss
Right.
him.
And then there you go. There's a
Right.
person who's involved in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a person who looks like they want to know new
Right.
things. Chris, where do you if you have time to spend, where does your millennial self take you? What are you, just on Tumblr? You just sit somewhere
Just trying to
looking at
find
your phone?
GIFs.
Is that it?
No, I mean I don't. I'm not. On
You
Tumblr
got time
anymore.
to kill. Where would you go? You don't have a bookstore. You don't
No.
have a record store.
I like go to like a supermarket maybe.
Nobody hangs out.
What
in a
the
supermarket.
fuck?
You
Go
just
to a
making things
museum.
up. You just made that up.
Didn't make it up.
Yes, no one goes and hangs out in a supermarket.
go to a
You got
supermarket?
caught in a lie.
What
you
section?
got caught in a lie.
The freezer section.
You're lying.
Yeah, you're so full of shit.
That's the worst section to hang out in, by the
Just
way. It's
say,
very cold.
Why would you just have no? I have no place that I go. You're right about that. I just sit out in the park and smoke. That would have been fine. But to lie to people and say I go to the freezer, I go to the freezer section. Do you ever go to a museum? You and your girlfriend?
The last time I went to a museum was a few months ago for the J.R.R. Tolkien exhibit at the J.P. Morgan Museum, which I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
It was fucking fantastic, and the building itself was like J.P. Morgan's old mansion. I think on the
Right.
east side.
Yeah.
It's
I've been there.
beautiful.
But yes, that's the thing, and because you like him, you're going to be open to other things.
Yeah.
See?
But also, I notice like when I go away, if I go on vacation, I'll go to all the museums in that city, and then I'm here, and I'm
Right.
like, what?
Well,
I just fucking
You know,
nothing.
Fran Lebowitz did this thing though. She goes, because you got to fucking share the museums now with tourists. She goes,
Right.
New York was never that way.
Right.
You know, it was ours. It was our museums.
That's an
And I'm like,
interesting
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I'm kept away from doing something like, if there's like an exhibit somewhere, I'm like, do I feel like
Dealing
going
with the
Well,
crowd.
you just want to go on the night that
Yeah.
you know no one's going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
By the way, the museum to me, it's always too much. I could go to one room in a museum. To me, it's like if you went someplace and you heard different bands playing at the same time. Like if I see one beautiful painting, that's so much
right.
to
You
take
feel
in.
like you have to go through
Yeah.
every exhibit, but you can
Yeah.
literally. People
Yeah.
go, I'm going to see this blank exhibit, and they
I
go
know.
for like a half an hour.
That's what. That's the only way that I
Right.
can do it. So I'll be like this. Oh, there's a Van Gogh.
Right.
I'm just blowing by
Right.
it.
Love it. Next.
Right.
Brilliant.
Okay,
Got
great.
it.
Really good. Yeah. Okay.
Love
bye.
the use of blue.
Yeah.
Great.
But it's such a strange thing, right? That we've collected everything and we put them in these rooms. Take
Right.
them all in. Take them all in. It's like when Chris goes to the supermarket, he doesn't know whether he's looking at frozen peas.
I know the frozen section.
Hash browns.
You know why he goes to the frozen section?
Yeah.
Because the women's nipples are erect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let me tell you something.
That's the body.
This is how people end up in jail forever because
Right.
they try to say something has happened. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tip someone off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tip off the cops and let them know there's a guy hanging out at the freezer section.
Yeah.
I think he's looking at nipples.
Yeah.
It's killing time.
What is it with you and nipples anyway?
It's just the nipples. It's very exciting. The nipple.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that
especially
true?
in the rec-
Really? You're into
Yeah.
nipples?
Sure. Yeah. Who isn't into nipples?
You know why? Because it's not seen. This is
Exactly.
the thing about
Right,
nipples.
yes.
You
It
get where it's hot, but cover the nipple.
Right.
And then men go, yeah, that's what I want. The
Yeah,
part I'm
that's
not
the
allowed to
sexual
see.
part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Except guys' nipples, for some reason, aren't sexual.
The guys' nipples, no one ever even says a guy has good nipples. Like,
Right.
no one has ever said, you know, his great nipples, Rob Lowe.
Right.
You would think that you would.
And then the funny thing is, I'm sure there's plenty of men with bad nipples.
They're
Well,
good.
there's a lot of gay guys. There's this. A lot of gay guys. They make them really big, so they stick out. I don't know how they do it. I'm not kidding. In
Yeah.
Provincetown, it's like they're literally like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm telling you, it's like a half an inch.
You
they're
think that they're
sticking
using
out.
suction?
I don't know. They're doing suction, and then they put the ring in it. I'm like, I can't. What the fuck?
Maybe there's a piece of metal that stretches it out with that
Right.
ring. Maybe there's like a little hook.
Maybe maybe they're getting just like lip injections, but it's
It's
nipple
in their
injections.
Gay guys do think about taking things next level. all the
Puffy
time.
nipples and men. Oh, that. Wait, second one. Yeah, see that? What is that shit?
Wait, this is a little strange.
I've never.
This
Yeah,
is,
Whoa.
I hate
That
it.
concerned
is
about.
like a dick.
What?
you know?
Yeah.
Right. It looks like an udder on a fucking cow.
Yeah. I mean, that nipple actually looks like it's
Right.
been suckled.
Right. What is that?
You know what? I don't think he stopped. I bet his asshole looks the same way. I bet he's got an Audi.
That's really bizarre.
Do you think his dick is bigger than his nipples?
How could it be?
Yeah.
That's really, I've never seen anything like it.
Now-
Yeah.
And I'm so uncomfortable.
And you
with
know
Chris-
he's gay. Look at him.
You're into
Yeah.
nipples, right?
Yeah, I'm in a nipples.
Does that do anything? I noticed that you're trying not to look.
Because it's like it is doing
it
something
confuse
for me.
you?
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a little
okay.
confusing. Yeah, I am like, all right, let's.
That's a little extreme.
I mean, I don't know, Judy.
I think it's too much. I would be too intimidated.
Yeah.
What?
I would be constantly thinking, you know what I mean? Like they would be talking, I wouldn't be paying attention. I'd be thinking
Right.
about the
Yeah, you
nipples.
could. There's no way you could have a conversation
Yeah.
with someone with those nipples.
No. I can't even have a conversation with you
I
guys
know,
right
I know.
now.
I'm just fascinated by
I haven't
them.
once looked away since you pulled that picture up. I'm
Oh
very,
my God! Look
There's-
at it.
That's
I mean,
about
what do you think the
4
length
inch
is on that nipple?
And also girth. I mean,
Yeah,
there's an
it's thick,
amazing
too.
amount of girth there.
Okay, you're getting too close, and now it's really
And
making
now,
me uncomfortable.
when you really go in, the whole breast looks like a fucking hair.
Yeah, the whole-
Yeah.
The
Looks
nipples
more like an ass.
They're a little low. That nipple, you know.
What do you
I-
want?
Like a
You
little
want a
low
high
in the-
nipple?
Well, then you're
I think
thinking of a
gravity.
woman's breast there.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
looks
You're
like you
wanting
could-
it in the
well-
center,
Right.
Yeah.
but that's a pectoral
sorry.
muscle. It's a little confusing.
It looks
because
like
the
you're
shape.
going to clamp something onto, like, to charge
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
I did.
It looks like that's like
jumping.
two thumbs.
Jump it, yeah,
That's
jumping
like
the
two
car.
thumbs up. He's
Yeah.
got right there.
Two thumbs kind of heading down, though.
Yeah, look at him.
It's like
know
a
what?
bad movie review.
I want to. I know you love to pitch TV shows. If we could come up with something called gay ring toss.
Oh
where it's
my
just
God,
gay
that's
guys and they're
perfect.
just chucking it. I think they
And
would
you
love
could,
it.
and then the winner gets to do it on their erect penis. Ring toss. What do you think?
Yes, I love this.
Oh my God,
It's
it's,
a
so
hit.
good.
Yeah.
First, you start on the nip. Oh
Yeah.
no, don't you think you start on the penis first because it's easier?
Easier.
And then you go to the nipple.
Or we just have the guy laying, you know what I mean? And it's
Right.
got to
Right.
come in,
Sure.
you know, from either side. You got to get all three, you know? Oh, this,
Yeah.
This is
show's
a
gonna be
prime time
so
hit,
good.
I think.
Judy Gold's One Woman Show, 25 Questions for a Jewish Mother, is happening now through December 15th at the Cherry Lane Theater in New York City. And she's also performing in Aventura, Florida, January 17th, and Boca Raton, January 18th. Go to judygold.com for tickets to all those shows. And her podcast, Kill Me Now, is available everywhere.
Now,
God,
with-
Chris, you're fucking
He's
amazing.
really, really good. Now, when you do a one-woman show, you can't change it, right? You can't
Right,
start
it's a
crowd
play.
working.
Like this show is really, It's based on interviews we did with Jewish mothers all over the country.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of character where I ask this question where like I get to a point in my life where I would ask myself this question. I have the women answer it. But it's really a story. It's just a great story. And people who are not Jewish love it because it's really just about parent-child relationships.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they're all the same. I mean, it's really an intense and that you think these things about people.
Right.
Like we interviewed like Orthodox, like with the wig and the whole thing. And I'm thinking, they're going to have nothing. Their stories were fucking, I couldn't believe it. How educated they were, how proactive they were, especially within their communities. I don't know. Everyone has a story. That's all I have to tell you.
Yeah, that is true. And you are right that sometimes like when it starts off, you're like, oh, so that's how those people are. Yeah. But at the end of it, you're like, okay, it's the same.
You see them as right.
Yeah, we're all interacting. We all have an uncle who's whatever, and
Yeah. Right.
I always think of that when I'm watching a foreign film. I'm like, it starts off, and I'm like, oh, what are they? Where are we at? And
Have you seen Farewell yet?
No.
What is that?
It's a movie. I think it's up on Netflix now, but it's getting like a lot of good reviews. And Awkwafina, the actress,
I love her.
She is the lead in it, and it's really heartbreaking, but it's a good story. But anyways, it takes place in China, and it's
same deal,
mother,
right?
child, the grandmother, and you're just like,
oh,
it
I know
very...
that because it's based on an NPR piece.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
I read that. I listened to that NPR piece. It's fucking an amazing story.
I could not believe kind of where the story ends up going.
It's an amazing story. Oh my God,
great.
I can't wait to see it. I love Awkwafina.
It's really, really good.
Ron, can I tell you something before I forget to tell you this?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people have told me. I just got interviewed by Ron Bennington, and it was the most incredible interview I ever had.
Oh, that's nice.
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah. I know. It's true. And
no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I've been dying to be on the show, and I was just like, and people were like,
I always wanted to do the Unmasked with you. I want to always do it at the right.
Right.
When you got something really to promote, but I'd love to do that. And I forgot what I saw you do like a storytelling show, and I was like, oh, Judy's like really smart. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times you forget with comedians because you're just laughing and you're going on. But you were telling a story about somebody who had written a thing to you and said that they weren't into your act or something.
Right.
And it was like. It literally was so brilliant and connected with me as a person, that I went, oh, I always forget that you can't be funny without being really smart. And the second people take some of the joke writing out of it, then you can see it. You know, it's the weirdest thing about comedy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because, you really can't be a successful comic and be a fucking idiot because you really have to explore thinking out of the box, different points of view. But your brain never fucking stops. That's what the curse is.
Yes, it is. It is somewhat of a curse, right? And the worrying comes in. Like, you brought up that I was out doing stuff with Voss and Bobby, and I'm like, I can't believe how much concerns they have all the time.
Right, I know.
Everything.
Especially Voss.
Voss thinks the further he gets away from home, the better chances he's going to have a heart attack. Yeah. Like if he's in Phoenix, he goes to the emergency room.
Oh, he is such a Jew.
Yeah.
My mother was in a nursing home before she died, and they were having a Hanukkah party, and I'm there, and all of a sudden, I see Bonnie and Rena, the kid.
Yeah.
And then I see Voss, and he goes, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, what are you doing here? And his mother was in the same, but she was in she was in the worse off floor. I have never seen a more miserable, even my mother, who is like Nancy negative. My mother even was like, oh my God, she is like the most miserable human being you have ever. Yeah.
And then everyone tries to figure out Bonnie. You're like, why?
I know. What is that? And I'm like, always like, tell me tell me it's not real. And she's like, oh, and Rich is. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I love Rich. I talk to him all the time. Like, he's like my brother. But I just, touching him.
And yet she's extremely happy. But
I know.
And then the kid is so cool. Like the kid came and did
so
stuff
funny.
with us.
She's very
Her
funny.
timing was
and sharp.
ridiculous.
Well, they're both smart. Yeah.
Bonnie wasn't even there that night, and she made me explain it. I'm like, but even before she was doing, I go, you got to put the kid in like an acting class or something,
right?
Yeah.
And change the last name. And I'm so glad that you came in. And I'm so happy that you're doing this play.
You're the best.
And let's do this again.
Can we?
Yeah, and we'll make sure that we do the hour long in front of an audience. And I can't wait. I'm just a giant fan.
I love you.
Yeah.
You're just, I don't know. There's something so natural.
Yeah, that's true.
And can I see your nipples before I leave?
You know what? Now I feel bad about it. I've always been proud of my nipples. Chris?
That's what happens.
Judy Gold, her one-woman show, 25 Questions for a Jewish Mother, is happening now through December 15th at the Cherry Lane Theater in New York City. She's performing in Aventura, Florida, January 17th, in Boca Raton, January 18th. Go to judygold.com for tickets to all those shows. Her podcast, Kill Me Now, is available everywhere. And her new album, Conduct Unbecoming, comes out in January. This is Bennington.
I gave you the thing since you played that song.
Yes.
What's the song mean?
It means there's this thing, synchronicity, where everything's connected in the world.
Mm-hmm. So what happens to the song? What was going on in the song? Did you pick it up, Vito?
No.
So if you listen to the lyrics,
yeah,
and I mean listen to them, not just try to guess your way around it, or way you got caught in a lie by saying you go to the supermarket.
Why did you say that, by the way?
By the way, there was no reason for me to point out that he wouldn't just say, I don't know, I don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? He just lied to Miss Judy Gold.
But why did you do it?
Because lying comes first for Chris.
I know, and he's always accusing Earl of it, and the two of them are two peas in a pod.
You know who else calls people liars? Trump. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. He tries to deflect.
I wanted Judy Gold to think I was cool, all right? And so I said...
Nobody was going to ever think you're cool.
That doesn't make sense either. That in itself is a lie. That's a lie on a lie.
By the way, you ever see any pictures of Provincetown where she has her place? It looks so great. It's like on the Cape, and it's like a predominantly gay beach, though. But I love the way those Cape houses look.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I also love gay beaches.
Yeah, they're always the best.
Some of my favorite beaches.
You know why? Because you're going to get great food. You're going to have great nightlife. All right, so listen, this is what the song's about. You know, right, Earl? I don't have to bring it up.
Well, it's a synchronicity too, yes.
All right, so here's the deal. I mean, this is why Earl's the only one who cares.
I care.
Huh?
I care.
Apparently you don't care. I told you to listen to that whole... You went and played it because you heard me bring it up.
Yes.
And he thinks that's enough. You know what I mean? You did do a good job plugging today, though.
Yeah, she was
very happy.
Thrilled with it.
By the way, any first responders, let Judy know that you enjoyed them on the show, or her on the show, because she came in such a delightful attitude, and she was cool and fun. Earl, I don't know why you didn't ask her if she wants a coffee. When I specifically said,
yes,
and I never even do that.
No, you don't.
But I knew Judy was going to go, oh, we're having coffee?
You
know what I mean? Like, I know enough of her, you know?
Right.
That she's going to look around and go, I didn't get a coffee? Maybe I should do a one-woman play on the way Jews don't get coffee. I don't want that to reflect on me, Earl.
Not
but
at
then
all.
also, I can't do a dressing down of a black man. You know what I mean? Because
It's not a good look.
that is in our, terrible historical past. Shane Torres is coming up in a little bit. He's got a new food show.
Oh, that's very cool.
I think it's called Hoagie Dum. Isn't it weird that you're very proud if you say to somebody, hey, look at this Instagram thing, and then they like it?
That's my favorite thing.
I've done something.
I love saying to someone, oh my God, I follow this very funny account, or you're going to love this person's thing, and then they follow right away. Why does that give a lot of pride? It really does.
I don't know. I don't know, but I would feel better that if I did something. Here's the thing. You want people to like what you like.
It's true.
That's all you want out of life. When you're like, oh, I met this person and I really like them, it means that they like what you like.
I follow this woman who does like funny zodiac memes.
Yeah.
Like all of them are, about like the signs and stuff. And I've turned on so many women to it. And it gives me pride when later I see them liking the posts or they come back to me like really enjoying Not All Geminis. And I'm like, you're welcome. I feel good about myself.
You know what I like? I like the people that follow your thing and then like stuff about the baby. I could, I'm not even making this up. That could totally change the way I look at a human being.
Really?
Yeah.
When you see that, like, they've liked pictures that I've posted?
First of all, I like people who like kids and dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
What I don't like is when people, no offense to you, Chris.
Yes.
Oh my God, Chris doesn't like either of those.
No,
I like dogs.
No, you don't. You're a cat person.
I like cats better than dogs. It doesn't mean I don't like dogs.
No, it's exactly what it means.
No, it doesn't.
Anyone who says they like a cat better than a dog doesn't like a dog.
You have to choose. Everyone's decided you have to choose. And cat people will say it to you, too.
Yes.
Cat people will say, hey, look, are you with us or are you against us? You're a cat person.
I'm a
You're
cat
a cat person 3.
But I don't dislike dogs.
Yes, you do by liking cats first. It's like me saying if they say if you like blacks or Puerto Ricans. If I said Puerto Ricans, I'd go. But it doesn't mean I don't like black. Of course it does.
I even know people who have both cats and dogs, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a cat person. I have this dog," or vice versa.
I accidentally got this cat in my life.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Eric in Kansas City.
Bennington.
Hey.
I am flying into New York to watch my sister perform at Stand Up New York on Monday. But, Ron, your cold has me a little concerned. Are you going up anywhere this weekend?
You know, I've taken this weekend off, and I'm doing a show tonight at like 11:55 at the Cellar. And I looked at the lineup. Everyone in the lineup is a good friend of ours from the show. It's Will Savence, Greg Stone, and then me. And then I think Adrian Appalucci, Dave Attell, and Shane Torres closing it out.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So did I miss
Monster
anybody?
lineup.
Yeah. Oh, Andy Fury's in this show too.
Yeah.
So it's basically like
pretty much a
the
hang
SiriusXM hang show. But I'm going to guarantee you something. Where's the change going to be made at this show? Anybody? All right. Now I know that Chris doesn't pay any attention because first he wouldn't do Synchronicity 2, even though I said pay attention to each lyric. Did I not?
You did.
And then when I said to you, what's it about? You said it's about synchronicity, where all things are connected.
Yeah.
So there's no way you tell us it's not going to go on last because he likes to bring other people on stage with him. Right. He'll always go like this. Look, dude, if you want to go up first.
All right.
And I don't know why that they don't put him on last.
Right.
Every night he has to say to somebody. Sometimes he's in the middle. He's going, look, you don't want to follow me. Let me know. You know what I mean? And that means I don't want to go on.
Right.
So he likes to have the little time and the comfort of the end of the show. Because if he does that in the middle of the show, it'll fuck it up for everyone.
Right, exactly. It sets a certain pace.
But you go down there and he's got Ian Finance and 2 fucking waitresses on stage with him. You know what I mean? Synchronicity 2. You're listening to the lyrics.
Yes.
A guy is fucking just so stressed out and angry and all this stuff. And then in a lake, there's something shaking, right? There's something moving. You heard all those parts?
Yes.
It's the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
The Loch Ness Monster comes from our own stress and anger and all that. That's the fucking beauty of it.
That's what he was saying about the Scottish lake.
Right.
He was talking about Loch Ness.
He wasn't talking about lying about a fucking supermarket and trying to act like you're fucking cool. Because no one in history browses through a supermarket. You go into a supermarket literally to make a purchase.
Right.
In the summer, it's sometimes nice to go.
You know what? No, it's just not true.
Why-
You're lying.
why just-
You're fucking lying.
Can you please just say that you lied and you don't know why you lied, but you lied?
Now, this is what happens. Somebody, like a cop will come, will go, hey, there was a murder the other night. We want to ask you a couple questions. A guy will lie and say, I was at the supermarket. And they go, okay. And then they, go past the supermarket and they'll be like, okay, and you saw this guy, Chris. And they're like, no, we were closed that night. So they know he's lying, right?
Right.
The problem is he didn't commit the murder. He's taking their time up because he's lying for no fucking reason. And this happens to cops all the time. And it slows down investigations that some people cannot tell the truth.
Yeah.
And Chris Stanley is one of those people. Another one, Earl Douglas. You know who tells the truth constantly? Vito.
He does.
Vito was so annoying that he'll say, like, your mom is fat. You're like, Vito, can't you lie?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like
I
a
didn't
toddler.
know. I didn't know what a lie was. Him and his long, beautiful fucking hair and his really handsome sweater.
He looks great.
Let's get a picture of you, but Gail, you are the only one that can take the picture. Take like a beefcake picture of him with your portrait. Yeah, come on in.
Cool.
But we want you to look like your, what's that guy's name? Bone Crusher? The bro.
It's Bracco.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you wanted to push something that the LA kids are doing, right?
Yeah, just one moment.
Oh, look who Jenny Hudd had, Gail. You're a fucking hero. We had him on the show before.
Oh, Carrie Ellis.
Yeah. And from what I understand, Jenny Hudd's having an affair with him. I probably shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even bring that up because she's married. But she has a lot of outside affairs.
Give me like
Yeah, look like handsome. That's scary. Like you don't want to look like Bigfoot.
I'm just gonna do a little zhuzhing.
Okay. Zhuzh him up.
Like giving you your natural beauty. I'm just trying to enhance your natural.
Are you jealous now?
Kinda,
Chris?
yeah, Ron. I mean, I just have, short hair now. That's sexy long hair.
When he lost weight, his hair got better. Isn't that
no,
weird?
there's no doubt. His hair was.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, his fucking digestion was so bad that his hair was ruined by it. Come on, plug the thing, Chris.
Comedy Gives Back. It's
not angrily, like in a nice way.
Comedy Gives Back, Taking Care of Rome. It's a charity that helps provide comedians emergency financial.
Wait. Just plug what we're plugging.
Christmas Magic, the new song that's going to help Comedy Gives Back.
Yeah, but there's no easy way to explain this.
It's a
Is
song.
there a link up?
There's a link
something?
on. Yeah, you can go listen to the song on our Twitter at Bennington Show. There's a link to the new song Christmas Magic.
Is it pinned?
It's not pinned. I don't believe it's pinned as of this moment, but it'll be on our Twitter at Bennington Show. The new song Christmas Magic.
I mean, you did so great with Judy Gold, and then this thing
was
I
a
can't
train
even
wreck,
understand, and I know what it is.
I know. Yeah.
So the LA comics are doing this parody of We Are the World, right?
Yes.
All right.
And-
This is my first go at it. Tell me what you think.
It's pretty good, but I don't think it's sexy enough. It's like that's a little too Boy Next Door.
Okay, cool.
Put up Brocco, Chris, so we can get
some inspiration. You're right.
Yeah,
It's a clean cut.
It's a clean cut. It's nice, but Vito, internally you gotta be thinking, I'm here to fuck you, but not angry, not a rape.
Yeah.
You know,
Like this look, Ron. Like this look. I mean, that Brock looks like he's ready to fuck. I mean, he doesn't have a shirt on.
That one's really, that's sick.
Look at that one. Look at
That one's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Think
good.
About like, what
Yeah.
did you just do? Whatever you just did, can you recreate the eyes?
Yeah. The eyes.
Just have sexy eyes, Vito. Just do it for us.
Chris, it helps if you shut your pie hole. Brad Steiner claims he's heard 4 times in the last month about how people like hanging out in the grocery store. They've all been over 60 years old. That's people without air conditioning.
I'm an
All right,
old soul,
I feel
Ron.
really good about this one.
All right, let's
Because
see.
I feel like we've captured the sex that I didn't have.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
Is that so good?
Yeah.
That's great.
Do you like it?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, I forgot about this one too, though.
Do you?
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Let's see.
This one's pretty good too.
I like that too. You know what you could do? Send it to Deborah as like it's like one of those model things where they have a couple different looks.
Right. Okay. Cool.
You know, I mean, we should make up a modeling thing for you where like you're dressed like a cowboy. Next thing you're dressed like you're a San Francisco 49er. Earl, who's going to win the Super Bowl right now?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Vito.
Saints.
The Buffalo Bills.
Gail?
The Vikings.
You're picking the Vikings.
Yep.
And I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles and the greatest comeback of all time. Here goes our Eagles. They're on their way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. Can the Cowboys make a coaching change if the guy goes into the playoffs? Because I feel like you're jinxing yourself when you do that.
They can. And I
No,
think
they
Jerry
can,
Jones
but
will.
Should they? Why? So many times he should have fucking fired that
I
guy
think
over the
he's
past 7
finally
years.
fed up with fucking
He
dumb
should be fed
Garrett.
up with himself. He should think about hanging himself.
That'll never happen. He loves himself too much. He loves them boys.
Oh my God.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. I'm just going to call him Kroger's.
Hey, Billy in Connecticut.
What a way for Andy to fucking end out
I
his
know.
time here.
I know.
That fucking guy has been haunting me my entire New York career. 20 fucking years now. You know, Earl and I are coming up on our 20-year anniversary. 20 fucking years.
That's
me and Earl.
unbelievable.
And I brought that up to Anthony Cromie, and he goes like this. I go, do you realize that coming up on just meeting you 20 years ago? And Anthony goes, and he was so serious. He goes, seems a lot longer. I mean, to me, that 20 years ago went away in like a heartbeat. So fast. Hey, here's a buddy of ours, Frank in the Bronx.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Frank, can't hear us?
Frank?
Frank?
You okay?
Frank?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
We got you. That was terrifying.
I'm chopping up. We're chopping up some deer meat right now.
Good for you.
That's cool.
Bronx?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yep, we got you.
Hey, just wondering, Chris, I understand, this stuff, places like Whole Foods now, that's like more of an emporium, but
Yeah.
do you need to lie? You and Earl need to lie about every fucking aspect of your life.
Frank, I'm not the liar. Earl is. Earl's the one who's uncontrollably lying constantly about things that don't
Can I
matter.
just tell you something? Instead
Yeah.
of trying to throw another person under the bus,
yeah,
it would
Look
be
in the
so
mirror,
great,
fuckball.
and it would be a bonding thing.
Hey, Frank,
if
I'm not
you
a
said
fuckball.
You just got caught
Chris, I love you. I'm
telling a
worried.
lie, and it's fine. I lie all the time. I just fucking say to you, you're doing a great job.
That hurts.
Now,
One
do
other
you
thing
notice this?
I have to say,
I mean, I know Frank's from the Bronx. He sounds exactly like Chaz Palminteri. That's a Bronx accent.
Yeah.
You know, a
I
smooth
never
Bronx accent. Yeah.
I never loved Judy Gold until she got on the Bennington show. I love her now.
She's really, really sweet.
Yeah, she was great. That was a lot of fun with her.
But if you try to play harsh with her, she will be harsh. I mean, she's a tough person.
yeah,
You know
I
what
can
mean?
see that about her.
And I've seen her with, an audience of that wasn't receptive, and she'll be very, very strong. But I don't know a New York comic who doesn't, just love her, idolize her.
That was really fun with her. Plus, I feel like I didn't know about the gay nipple scene.
No.
I knew nothing about the gay nipple scene.
I mean, she said it, and I was like, that seems weird. And then we were able to find it immediately. Very strange.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Grant in Massachusetts.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Grant?
It's my first time listening to the station. Just got XM radio in my vehicle. Just wanted to let people know how cool I thought it was. You guys are kicking it.
Grant, give it a couple days, okay? I mean, you just knew right now. No one likes the guy who's like, hey, this is my first time here at the pool. Seems like he's like, give it a little while, Hey, like being at this new school, everybody. You guys, all right, let's go Indians. Take it back a
Hey,
step.
you gotta take it easy on Chris. I don't even know the guy, but fuck your herd on him.
Can I tell you, this is why you don't belong, Grant.
You
You're
gotta get
fucking
used to
making
this.
your calls too early. A couple days, you're going to be like, you're letting fucking Chris get away with everything. I think it's hilarious he got caught in a lie.
Yeah.
And I think the difference, why I wouldn't judge Chris, is if he would say, you caught me in a lie, Ronnie B. And then I would be like, that's because it's me and you against the world. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I feel like he's treating me like a fucking mark, No. And let me tell you something. I'm a fucking carny, dude.
I know.
And the fact that you would even have to say that proves that you don't know me at all. You know what I mean? You should have just said, I was half paying attention. I didn't want to be the guy without a fucking answer. That's fucking Earl's place. Dead air Earl.
Even if he wasn't paying attention, he at least heard the question. which was where you hang out at and waste time. And he could have came up with anything.
Well, he was
I mean,
just thinking,
literally
he was thinking
anything.
of stores. But he don't have a mall to say because he's a fucking city guy.
Yeah.
You know, he could
Don't
say, I
have a
like
mall.
going to the mall. Nobody would believe him.
I
anyway.
have this local associate.
No, you don't, because I've asked you before to go with me to the supermarket, and you said no, it sucks there.
This motherfucker doesn't even buy or make food. He's not interested in anything.
I gotta get my tuna fish somewhere.
You can get it anywhere. You don't have to go to a
You
supermarket.
can buy it in bodegas. That's true.
Hey,
And the same exact thing. Wherever you buy your can of tuna fish, there's not a good place or a bad place.
Is this fresh in the can? Hey, Joe in Virginia.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
I was listening to the guy you had on yesterday, Greg. I think it was Greg Stone. When he's right in front of you guys, I know you couldn't really laugh in his face, but wasn't that hilarious? The story of him on the log flume, like roller coaster ride. Can you imagine how loud he must have screamed for them to?
Well, we've
stop
all
the
seen it
entire-
take place before. Little kids get scared on rides sometimes.
They don't like them.
And it is the thing about a little kid. It's a pure panic attack. Like there's no logic in trying to get off the log flume.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just are overwhelmed with fear and you make really bad decisions. You know? Now, I remember once that I was on. No, my big sister takes me on a fucking date, right? With her. I got to be like 4 or 5 years old. We're going to some fucking county fair. There was a double Ferris wheel. You ever saw them before?
Yeah,
So
where
the
they-
thing is spinning, right? When you're on the top, you're really fucking high. So I'm a little kid. I'm fucking holding my eyes. I'm so fucking scared. I just went off this. I'm not saying a word, right? I'm just sitting there holding my eyes. My sister is screaming. She's a screamer. So she's like screaming on the double Ferris wheel. And that's fucking really getting to me. Because here's my adult
Right.
screaming, right?
That's your rock.
So I'm holding my eyes. I'm in between her and this fucking dude who doesn't even want me there. And I'm just holding my eyes. I'm not saying get me off this thing. I'm saying no. I'm just locked up.
Right. That's when you know true panic is.
I start sliding like a little kid would. I'm sliding in between them. She's screaming, he's falling. He's going to fall. And she's laughing and doing all this.
Right.
But all I hear her saying is, he's gonna fall. He's falling between us. Grab him. He's falling out of the Ferris wheel. I'm not saying a word. I'm just closing my eyes. I can bring back that terror in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, because not only am I higher than I've ever been, and there's no way, it's impossible for a double Ferris wheel to stay up. I know that now as an adult. You know what I mean? Those things crash and fall over on their sides. But believing what you hear an adult say.
Yeah.
You know? And to be totally honest, she was an adult. She was probably 15, 16 years old.
Right.
You know? And I guess my mom let me and the serial killer that she was dating. I mean, she was the queen of the one and done dates. So I went on a lot of fucking dates with her. But that thing, like, as soon as he started to tell that, I knew that kind of fear immediately when he was that little kid fear
Oh, God, yeah.
that you get. And I don't think I could get on a double Ferris wheel today.
No, because that's.
I have it in my mind that it's impossible.
Right. Hey, I think Vito's pick is up, by the way. If you want to check it out on
Yeah, I'd love to
Instagram.
check it out. Let's take a look at it.
Bennington SXM.
Did we call it anything? Did we have holy shit,
I mean,
that looks
I
even
feel
better.
really proud of
Handsome
this
Vito.
I feel really good about that.
Lies too much, but check that hair.
No, I tell the truth.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they got you and Vito confused.
It happens,
That doesn't
Ron.
happen anymore.
It happens
You
all
got
the
a
time
second
now.
one? Or is that
Just
the only
just the one.
Well, that's
There's-
beautiful.
Yeah, there's another one coming. Should be up soon.
That's the best I've ever looked.
I mean, that photo, I feel really proud of that.
I used to hate your long hair. Now I love it. Now I feel like you're making a mistake.
You know why? Because he started to grow it out before he was at like peak fitness.
Right.
And he still had an unhealthiness about the hair.
And the hair was stretched out across my fat head. It made it worse.
First of all, I didn't realize you lost so much head weight.
I
he
did.
He dropped a lot of head weight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great about it. But you know what? I'm going to give credit to Ronnie B. Because really, I took the first picture. You said, that's boy next door.
Right.
Give me sex appeal. I went back. It's not easy to, kind of go back to the well after you've already been. And I just stuck with it. And I knew we could get something. And, I mean, I think...
Thank you both.
I can't believe that you're now tied yourself down when we could put that fucking picture up on Tinder. I mean, we could put it up, use a different name, and you could just date under a different name.
Right.
Yeah, do that.
Is that considered
I think that's fine.
I think that would be cheating.
bad?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that might be an issue.
I don't think there is such a thing as cheating.
It's not cheating if you use a different name. That's the rule.
Okay.
Fred Lewis, right? Judy Gold was so great on the Bennington show. Can't wait for an Unmasked. I love when people say nice things to our
That's
guests.
really sweet.
We
Hey,
used to make a big thing out of first responders.
hey, JT in Georgia.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Gail.
Hey, how's it going?
I just want to tell you guys that I really appreciate your show. I really appreciate the laughter that you provided me this year. It's been kind of rough, and you guys have helped me through a lot of things. Just,
What happened, buddy?
And I love it when you dog Chris, and when I have a bad day, I'm like, at least I'm not fucking Stanley, and it really brings
I
joy
think
to my
Grant, the
heart.
new listener, is going to get this.
Eventually, he's going to be a JT type.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have happy holidays and
When is our
all
last
that
day?
good stuff.
Peace, JT.
Next
Thanks for calling.
Friday.
You're kidding me.
No, not.
Wow.
I am not ready for Christmas this year.
No, for some reason I thought we were 2 weeks away.
I thought we were 2 weeks away, too.
We are not.
We're not like a week and a half or something
No,
like that?
it's straight up week.
Week and a day.
Weird. That's really weird. What happened to this month?
We should go over and get our picture taken in front of the 20 because they moved the lights in that's going to go up at the top of Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just a 20 and you can get your picture taken
Oh, that's
before
cool.
they put it next to the 2020. Might make a great, happy Christmas from the Bennington family. Earl, I don't want you in the picture.
What did I do?
Because I don't want anybody to think by you in front of the 20 means you're staying this year. That coffee thing just went too far with me.
I apologize.
You realize it's like every day that I tell you something and that you agree every day, and then you just go and like I never said it to you.
No, it's just the way my poor memory works. I'm just used to doing the certain thing every day.
Yeah, I know that you got that from me using that as a thing.
No,
the
that's just me, and
no,
that's
I made
a bad
that
thing.
up. I lied. I'm not like Chris. I'll say when I'm lying. I'm lying so I wouldn't embarrass her because she didn't want to make you run back down. So I made up a lie that, he's such a person who has to do things over and over.
Mm-hmm.
That was falsifying, But I didn't want her to feel bad.
By the way, the other picture I took of Vito was up, and
Well,
it's
let's take
also
a
really
look
good.
at it, Chris.
Coming.
Why are you
Come
trying
on.
to dampen my light, Chris?
I'm gonna refresh.
Can you let him live?
Oh my God.
Oh,
All right,
that
so
was
this-
beautiful.
That's the old
Yeah,
one.
that's the.
Oh, look, they changed the
tells the truth much.
Wow, the second
Yeah.
one's even better.
Yeah, it was
Let's-
hard for me to pick.
Let's go back to the first one. Now, I would have said that was the best picture of
Me
all time.
too.
But look at the second one. It's better.
I know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That was
Holy
like,
shit.
you know it's good, Chris.
Dude, you could be selling Aqua Velva right now. You know what I mean? You're a fucking male model, dude.
Yeah.
I feel so good about myself right now.
You're a fucking
I do.
male model.
This is nuts. I'm looking at a picture of myself, and I really hate.
You like what you see, don't
I
you?
like what I see.
You know what surprises me? You're better looking than Andy. Andy's the young, cute intern.
I know, and we never thought we would say this. I mean, certainly not at the beginning of the semester.
I never would have said you were better looking than anyone.
Take that, Andy.
Anyways, one time someone, because he went so long, and he was like, somebody said to me, "You think he'll ever find anyone?" And you know what I said back to them? Yeah, probably a parm sandwich. He'll probably marry a fucking parm sandwich. Look at you now. I mean, that
Unreal.
picture is beautiful, and that one's nicer. That one's sexier and more confident.
Yeah. You know what it is about that one? It was the eyes. You know what I mean? You had something.
You know why?
Like narrowed in on something.
He's not looking at the camera, and a lot of times people think the best pictures are looking at the camera, but male models, they're always, I'm looking at my watch.
Yeah, like
hey,
what's
I'm
over
checking
there?
out. Yeah, I'm checking out this thing. I'm looking at a dog, a big dog next to me. That's what we got to do is get a picture of you with a big dog.
yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah.
The Rock likes to fix his cufflinks a lot. That's a good look.
Because it makes your arm
Can I
flex.
tell you something? When you were fat, it was fine to idolize The Rock. Okay?
Okay.
Now I want you to see The Rock and think of him as competition.
Okay, fuck you, Dwayne. Get out of my gym. I don't want to see you there again.
I mean, that's too far, but
I know.
I mean, you love him.
I want you to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and eat a big piece of fish. Shane Torres is coming in.
Yes, he is. He's performing at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, December 27th.
Hold on. My robot's talking to me.
He's performing at Levity Live.
He'll be at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, December 27th through the 29th. And he's the host of the food series, How Good Can It Get? That's available on Paramount Network's YouTube and Facebook pages.
All right, right back, Bennington.
Honest to God, it wrecked me for a few days.
Now, give me the premise of the show, because the first basic bit that you ever did that went viral, I think, was your food bit, right?
Well, the Fieri thing, yeah. I don't know. I honestly have no idea how I got the job, but they just.
I think it might have something to do with it. I think they might that guy gets food.
Yeah. They're like, who could possibly want to eat? Who could possibly want to eat a hamburger at 7 a.m.? And they came up with me as
You never know when, it just seems like they think if you do one thing, that's what you do. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
Right.
Yeah. You always have to try to convince people that this thing that they didn't see you do, you can
Which is
do.
terrible, because then when you're a performer, you could be like, oh man, I got this cool, I got this cool gig, or this thing just came up, and then they're like, that's you forever now.
Right, because most comics you could put on a sports show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they could go in and have
if you
fun.
have a base level knowledge, you can get it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I think that's changing too, because there's more like hybrid people than ever.
Yeah, well, you
it
have
doesn't
to
mean
be.
they're doing it well a lot of the time.
No, but you do have to act like I'm ready to talk about whatever if you want to be in comedy now.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started radio, comedians were terrible on the radio. They either had their act, or they were like, I'm not doing my act, dude.
Oh,
And they would just sit
that
there.
was like it
was like in the late 80s.
Well, like
Yeah.
even though there's a few shows that still are just like, so Ron, I heard you have a microwave. Like, well, Christ, here we go.
Yeah. I mean, TV still does it. TV is like, I understand something happened to your luggage on the way here. You know.
Yeah.
Jay would always say, Jay Leno would say, somebody told me. You mean your fucking producer?
Right.
You know, like when you look at those old ones, you can clearly see him reading cue cards over
Right.
someone's shoulder. Like, I'm making eye contact with you right now, but I'm staring just past you. And they're like,
Yeah.
ask him about the giraffe.
Now, where are you on sandwiches, by the way? Are you a sandwich guy?
I crush them. It's my favorite food.
All right, I'm going to turn you on to a thing now. This is just an Instagram. It's Hoagie Dom. And Hoagie Dom goes around finding the best sandwiches.
Nice.
And I'm so impressed. And I'm booking him on the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, because look at this.
Is this a guy here in the city?
I don't know. I think he's in Philly. But we're-
Hoagie's a Philly thing,
yeah,
right?
Hoagie is a Philly thing. But I know.
Where's DeFonte's? Then we know where he is.
Well, it looks like he goes back and forth through Jersey, Philly, and New York.
Yeah, but it seems like he's based maybe out of.
I would take a 300-mile trip for the right sandwich.
Do you have a favorite sandwich?
Well, because I grew up outside of Philly, I'm a hoagie first, even before cheesesteak. Everyone's like, "Oh, Philly cheesesteak."
Yeah.
I'll take a hoagie first.
You know what I crushed in Philly was DeNick's. They had that roast pork sandwich
The
with the
roast
broccoli in
pork.
the terminal.
Yeah.
Those things. Jesus Christ, do they put you down?
No,
like
one of those pictures I think might be one of those. I just saw a sandwich with broccoli rabe, so I'm not sure. The top, go to the
You
top.
go to the terminal.
Yeah.
That's also the best donuts I've ever had in my life are in that place in the terminal.
I know.
The Amish donuts.
Yeah, people will line up for that.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a kid, there was a thing out. The Amish made caramel corn, right? And it was just, they would pour corn in this big bucket of syrup, and I would watch them turn it with a shovel And to this day, every day I get a fucking. And I used to think as I was a kid,
There's like little old ladies with forearms like Mark McGuire.
Yeah, I would lick that shovel if I would ever had the opportunity. And I've never had. The Amish have unbelievable. We got an Amish turkey this year for Thanksgiving.
So good.
Yeah.
Best turkey ever.
The funniest thing about the donuts in Reading Terminal is we brought you guys donuts today.
Oh, good for you.
Is that all the little Amish girls? They have an iPad.
Yeah.
They can't touch it. So they have like the most hooded out dude from South Philly you've ever seen in your life being like, "What can I get you?"
You're cheating, by the way.
And then there's just bonnets right behind them, like they're just pressing out dough. It's great.
Hey, Earl, I hate to wake you up, but tell Vito, look at me, to get me a water so I can have my emergency.
Will do.
Shane and I are going to be at the cellar tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we on the same show?
Yeah, like the 11:30 show or something.
I've got to go to Washington Square Diner to kill an hour so I don't go home and go to sleep.
Right, yeah.
It's a nice problem to have.
I don't know. Are you set up as last?
I think so, yeah.
Guess what? David Tell's going to tell you, hey, if you'd like to go before me.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah, and I'm
says,
fine with that.
Yeah, of course, me too.
It is ridiculous what he does in that. But yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy what he does.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is.
Oh, sorry. So I probably should plug this food show at some point.
Plug it away.
The concept is that you've had like a plain donut before, like a glazed donut,
right.
and like here's the craziest version of this donut. So it was basically 7 days of me eating one thing that's not good for you, and then the worst possible version for you.
Yeah.
Like the best tasting version, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I would just like come home and moan on the toilet for an hour.
Now this was Carl Ruiz's thing. He would go around and he had a food blog and all that. He would take 2 bites. Whatever it was, he'd have 2 bites and then he'd throw the rest away. And then he would go get a hot dog and have 2 bites.
Right. This week wasn't just...
He still died at 42, but the point is...
Well, I'm 38, so
you got a couple years.
We get picked up. Yeah, I had to like start doing the same thing too. Like I would just be like spitting it out in front of these people who would be like, "This is like big deal for us," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, you do that in film. Like they don't really eat in film, except for I saw that Brad Pitt ate everything all the time when he did that fucking Vegas movie.
Ocean's 11?
Ocean's 11, yeah.
Really?
In every scene he was eating.
If you watch it again, there's like not a scene where even if he just has like a piece of candy or something.
It's crazy. Like that dude hasn't really aged up a bit.
He didn't move.
Yeah.
Who, Brad?
Yeah.
No.
Did you guys see the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, we had Tarantino in this week.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and all we talked about was he only wanted to talk about the soundtrack. He goes,
"It's really good.
We're not and then that was the most fun you could have, just talking soundtracks.
Talking music. Well, his stuff always sounds like.
Agreed.
Like the Paul Revere and the Raiders who plays that. Like
I know.
Yeah, it was rad.
You know what's really weird is he played 3 songs by Paul Revere and the Raiders, and I feel like he missed the one from 1969 because I remember being a little kid on the boardwalk and hearing this song "Let Me," which I don't think was a hit, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was the first song I ever heard that had a false ending to it, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like the bottom kind of drops out and then comes back?
Yeah, and then comes back, and you weren't expecting it. You got it, Chris?
Yeah, I got it right now.
Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go with just like 30 seconds left. Now, I'm going to set this picture for you, though. So I'm a little kid. I'm like 8, 9 years old. I see these girls that are like 14, which to me at the time, they're women, right? And they're singing along with this song like fucking go-go dancers. And all I'm doing is staring at them. Now go ahead and play. That's not the version. I don't know how you could fucking do this. You had an instrumental version of the song. Earl, would you find the correct version that I'm looking for with the false ending? Thank you, buddy. So
that bass line's nice. It's pretty simple, but it's like it's very it's catchy as shit.
Now here's the weird thing. Terry Melcher, whose house that Roman Polanski got right next, he not only lived in that house, but he did the Paul Revere and the fucking Raiders thing. So this whole thing, like Tarantino,
like he produced it or he was in it?
Yeah, he produced it, co-wrote some of these songs. So, like, Tarantino goes so fucking far with this where most people wouldn't even realize that.
Some of it, it seems obsessive to a degree with it. Like, like
he definitely is.
Like, because everything is so just thoroughly well done. Like, everything.
Yeah, and even like some of like Django, you find out that was the great-great-grandfather of Brad Pitt's character in.
Yeah.
You know, he does that kind of shit all the time.
Yeah, he does that. What is it? I was watching Inglourious Bastards the other night, and then he did a. Did you find it?
No, go ahead. Tell us what he did.
Yeah, but like and then one of the like when the soldiers have to act like cameramen, they do the Italian thing. You know, like they act like they're Italian. He says, "What is this like?" Antonio Margheriti, and the voiceover of at one point in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they're like directed by Antonio Margheriti. So he does these weird, cute callbacks and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, God, dude, you're just like a lot of fun this way.
I feel like it's ruined now, though. Like if I had tried to set the whole thing up, but anyway, I'll do it on another day. You know.
All right.
But just the constant clicking while we're trying to do a show was just. It's sad. It's not your fault, Chris. You're a supermarket guy. All that shit is fine.
Supermarket guy.
He got caught in a lie today telling Judy Gold that he hangs out in the supermarkets when he has nothing to do. When we know it's just not true.
You told Judy Gold you hang out in the supermarket?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Shane, I did.
That's right.
Yeah, the freezer section specifically.
Okay. Yeah.
Shane Torres is the host of the food series How Good Can It Get on Paramount Network's YouTube, and it's on Paramount Network's YouTube and Facebook pages, and you can see Shane perform at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, December 27th through the 29th, and he'll be at the Improv in Raleigh, North Carolina on New Year's Eve. ShaneTorres.com for tickets and all of his dates.
I like that he calls it rally.
Rally.
Like we're rally.
Chuck in New Mexico, you're on Bennington.
Touchy Feely Dan got kicked off the show last night of Survivor.
Oh yeah, now this is the guy who they tried to bring up the Me Too stuff about, right? So they made the mistake of acting like he was touching women, and that they just gave him a good talking to, and they tried to turn it in, you know, like tie it in with.
We kept it inside.
Yeah,
we didn't want to go to the authorities.
They didn't kick him out. And then, you know, he's back in the show, and he's kind of a good player, and everybody likes him, you know, like all the other people. They kicked out the accusers. The people who accused him got kicked off Survivor Island.
Yeah. So this guy who's been kind of Me Too'd, they left him on an island with a bunch of women.
Yeah. And then last night, I guess because of the blowback, they just took him away off camera. They said something else happened, and he's gone. That's it.
They didn't even like air any. Yeah.
They didn't air any of it, so people are furious. They can't make the right fucking move on this Survivor thing.
No matter what,
But they're doing celebrity.
It's crazy that that's still a thing too. That people are just obsessed with this show after it's been on for like 30 years.
I think it's the 29th season.
That's insane.
crazy.
Yeah, but you don't understand that they're forming alliances this year.
No, really?
Yeah, and they're finding idols.
Now is somebody like a snake and someone else is kind of a rat?
Right.
Okay, cool.
That is going on. Like you backstab somebody.
I hope they don't throw anyone under the bus, though. I hope they don't.
It's going to happen. Now, they're doing the Celebrity Survivor next year. Harvey Weinstein has already been picked.
Wow. Not a
Are
good
you serious?
idea.
Yeah, he's going to go.
No, this is bad.
Did you see him the other day?
That can't be true.
No, it's
not.
not. Nothing I
like, Jesus
literally
Christ.
nothing I say
Well,
is
there's
true.
other guy on an island. Well, you really want to ratchet it up a bit.
Now, he went into to thing with a walker. He's getting worse and worse. Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah.
He's getting sicker. Look at him. Poor. How could I ever molest a woman with these old bones?
Fucking creeper.
I'm just an old Jew.
Come on. That's crazy.
Well, it's nuts that he thinks it's crazy that he thinks people will believe this.
That's the
that's
same
the
thing-
nutty thing to me. Is that
That's the same thing they did with Cosby.
Yes, Cosby got blind.
Yeah. Blinder and Blinder is the
Who's
trial.
talking? Who's talking?
Who's talking? Yeah. But they what was the did you guys see that Netflix documentary, the Devil Next Door thing?
I saw the. I didn't watch it yet.
I won't tell you what happens, but there's a similar element in it. Like
Right.
you're gonna laugh your ass off though when it happens.
This is the trick of old Nazis. They would find Israel would go out and look for old Nazis that were living in Argentina, and they would always come out so feeble, and
Right.
you're sitting there, and you're like, "You killed 15,000 people," and he's like, "What?" What?
I
was a pawn. I was doing what I was told.
It's crazy that they think that'll work. Like, it's still like, it's your,
I mean, is there a time that you would just let someone go that they were so old? You're like, who gives a fuck now? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, does it matter?
It's already done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, well, it's more like you don't get away. You know, it's more like about not letting them win, I think, than punishing them at this point, because they're already.
There was
what do you have to live for at 92?
Right.
Like,
there was it's already tough. You know, it's already hard. But there was a movie, man, it was just a couple of years ago, right before Robert Downey Jr. Blew up. He was in it. Vito will know this movie. And it was the one that the black guy wrote and directed, Vito. And by black, I mean his last name, not the color of his skin.
I'm Shane Black.
Shane Black. But what was the name of that movie?
The Nice Guys.
No.
Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, yeah, he did that with Val Kilmer and
no, if you remember,
Michelle Monaghan.
Val Kilmer went back to an old man whose daughter he molested earlier before, and he was laying there as an old guy, like with an oxygen check. He went in and fucking smacked him. Just fucking physically smacked him.
Yeah, he beats him up. He's an
old mother.
He's like, you're going to hit an old man in this bed. He's like, I'll do it again.
Ooh, just gives him, and I'm like, yeah, I guess for some reason we act like, oh, he's too old. Fuck it.
No.
Yeah. Give him
No.
a smack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing, though, is like if you punish them physically at that point, like you pull out an old man's fingernails, it might actually kill him if they're old enough.
And
Yeah.
also, I think it matches.
This is
because,
really
like,
making me want to talk about the chicken wings.
Oh.
Let's keep going.
Now, are these things up already? Is it already happening?
They're airing every Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow one comes out where I had like cheese and mushroom tacos, and then I don't know what comes up after that. But there's a shitload of it. Was honestly, it was like I thought this would be like a great gig, and it was. But by the end of it, I was just shitting glass. It was fucking.
You feel like you can't do it, and these guys set out to destroy you, make it the richest. You know.
Yeah, and they're like giving the best presentation of their food, clearly. But it's also it is all really good, but you can't. There's I went to that Frites place across from the cellar, that French fry place. Went there, and I had to eat like 30 mayonnaise-based sauces, and I was just falling apart by the end of it. It was not the thing I thought it would have been when I was 16.
Right.
Yeah,
you're like there's a limit to the mayonnaise-based sauces.
Just my hand felt numb for a couple of minutes.
Is this normal?
I was like, hey, just squeeze it as hard as you can.
That is weird, though, right? That when you were a kid and somebody said, "Oh, this is too rich," you're like, "What? Yeah. What are you talking about?" And now I can get things. I'm like, "No, it's too chocolatey,
too sweet." Was something you couldn't really understand as a child,
right? Like those volcano cakes and stuff like that. I can't do that.
Yeah,
you know,
or like a chocolate on chocolate on. You know, those
they're not. It's just. It's so much for no real you stop enjoying it at a certain point. Like,
or like
that's why they call them treats, because they're supposed to happen every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like those kind of like novelty milkshakes and things where it's just like, as a kid, if somebody said we're gonna go to this place, and then they brought out like a milkshake that had like a pumpkin pie and a donut, and everything, you'd be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But as an adult, you're like, that nothing could look worse than that.
Yeah, I lived in Portland, Oregon forever, and they have Voodoo Donuts out there, which is their whole thing is like novelty donuts, and they would just do these like apple fritters with like candy corn and Reese's Pieces on them, and like they had a donut they put NyQuil in and all this other kind of crazy shit.
Yeah.
They're
It's
like,
insane. I see Pit Doc just wandering back and forth. Go and get him.
Here he is. He's in there.
Oh, we got him? No, good.
Okay.
But we got to get people, Chris.
Yes.
We don't want to be insane. We're wrapping this up.
Yes, we are.
Look, we're so happy for you, Shane.
I appreciate y'all having me in. Yeah.
Sarah, everybody in the business loves you. You deserve everything you get. I mean, most people were jealous of, but with you, we're like, good for you. Good for you. I hope it takes
We'll
up.
get to make more, hopefully.
Shane's Food Show, How Good Can It Get? That airs Fridays on Paramount Network's YouTube and Facebook pages. And Shane's performing at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, December 27th through the 29th. He'll be at the Improv in Raleigh, North Carolina, New Year's Eve. ShaneTorres.com for tickets.
ShaneIsAComedian.com. Sorry.
ShaneIsAComedian.com.
ShaneTorres.com is some Remax realtor in Iowa that I can't give it up.
ShaneIsAComedian.com
Sorry.
for tickets and all of his dates. And follow him on Instagram at Syrup Mountain.
All right. We got anything else to plug? We're good.
That's it for us.
Bennington T-shirts are available on Twitter, and that's it. We'll see you guys in here tomorrow. Thanks again.
Thank you guys so much.
Peace.